The story of the Mongol steppe begins not with walls or cities, but with silence, a silence vast as the horizon itself, stretched across endless grasslands. Here, the wind moves like breath of eternity, brushing against tall grasses, bending. Then gently, the sky arches wide, pale at dawn, golden at dusk, star-filled at night without end. On this land, few boundaries mark divisions, no fences, no stone roads, only trails left by hooves and wheels, erased again by wind. The Mongol world was a world of motion, yet also of stillness. Horses grazed quietly, riders sat in calm patience. Fires burned low in camps, families moved with seasons, tents folded, herds driven, rivers crossed, each motion soft, each sound subdued, a bell on camel's neck, a child's laugh intent, a shepherd's whistle carried by breeze. For outsiders, the steppe seemed empty. For those who lived upon it, it was full of whispers, of tracks, of memory. Every hill known, every water source remembered, every path marked in silence. Here life unfolded like sky itself, wide, calm, steady. The Mongols, known for conquest and thunder of armies, were also people of quiet riders, of soft songs beneath stars, of fires glowing against vast horizons. Their story is not only of battles, but of grass bending beneath hooves, of families gathered in yurts, of herds moving like rivers. This series will follow them gently, across steppe and mountain, through camps and khans' courts, into markets, temples, and silence. We will not march in thunder, we will walk slowly, hear whispers, see horizons. For the Mongol steppe, more than any empire, was place where silence endured longer than sound. Across the vast Mongol steppe, where horizons stretched unbroken, the heart of life was not stone palace or fortress wall, but the yurt, round, simple, yet enduring. The yurt was more than shelter, it was hearth of family, echo of tradition, whisper of continuity, built of wood and felt, carried upon carts or backs of camels, raised upon plains, folded again when herds moved. Yurts embodied rhythm of nomadic life. They did not command landscape, they blended with it. Against endless sky, they seemed like quiet companions, soft hums upon horizon. The shape of shelter, yurt's form was circular, walls curved, roof domed. No corners to trap darkness, no sharp edges to divide space. Light from door entered and spread evenly. Smoke from hearth rose through crown at top. The circle held symbolism, eternity, unity. Sky itself, each yurt mirrored steppe, wide, round, open, calm. Picture morning sun upon felt yurt, its white surface glows, smoke curls gently from crown. Herds graze nearby, horses pawing grass. Inside, fire glows low, warming air. A child wakes beneath quilt, mother stirs pot, father adjusts saddle outside. Day begins not with rush, but with steady rhythm. Building the yurt, constructing yurt was ritual of patience. Wooden lattice walls folded out, poles tied upward, roof, ring placed carefully, felt laid across, tied with ropes, secured against wind. Men lifted, women arranged, children watched. In hours, shelter rose, circle completed. No hammering of stone, no clamor of saws, only rustle of felt, creak of wood, murmur of voices. Imagine family arriving at summer pasture. They unload cart, place poles upon grass. Father and son raise walls, mother and daughter spread felt. Birds sing, breeze cool. By noon, yurt stands, door facing sunrise. Inside, rugs spread, cushions arranged, kettle placed, home ready. Silence of steppe resumes. Hearth and warmth at yurt's center burned fire. Above it, smoke hole open, letting light and air pass. On fire, family gathered, meals cooked, stories told, prayers whispered, heat radiated outward, warming rugs and quilts. Chasing cold of night, hearth was not only warmth, but heart, place of presence. Picture winter night. Outside, snow falls, wolves howl faintly. Inside, fire glows, kettle steams, family sits close. Grandmother tells story, children lean in. Shadows dance on felt walls. Silence deep, fire hums softly. Hearth holds family as sky holds stars. Furniture and decoration inside yurt space simple yet meaningful. Rugs covered ground, chests held clothes and treasures, low tables set with bowls. Walls, sometimes hung with saddles, bows, bridal stools. A step, bright fabrics, embroidery, patterns of sky and earth decorated felt. Each piece functional, each carrying story. Imagine yurt in Karakoram plain, red rug spread, chest painted with flowers, bowl of kumis placed upon low table, father's saddle rests near door. Mother's loom beside wall, child's toe carved. Of wood lies forgotten, nothing wasted, nothing grand, all whisper of life lived. Women and the yurt women held central role in yurt. They built, arranged, cared for it. They spun wool, wool felt. Embroidered covers. They prepared meals, raised children, welcomed guests. Their presence filled circle with warmth. Their voices kept silence alive. Yurt stood because women tended it, kept it hold up. Picture mother at loom, weaving felt panel, daughter helps pressing wool, singing softly. Outside, wind bends grass, inside, voices weave calm. Yurt breathes with care of women, its hearth steady, its presence enduring. Guests and hospitalitist life valued guests. Yurt doors open to travelers, merchants, strangers. Visitors offered bowl of kumis, bread, warmth of fire. Guests sat upon rugs, listened to stories, shared news. Hospitality quiet but steady. Law of land. To enter yurt was to be welcomed. Imagine. Traveler at dusk riding weary. He sees smoke rising, yurt glowing. Family greets him, offers seat by fire, bowl of milk. Traveler sighs, relaxes. Silence of steppe eased by circle of yurt. Seasons and movement. Yurts moved with seasons. In summer raised on high pastures, breezes cooling. In winter pitched in valleys, snow shielding. In spring near rivers, in autumn near forests. Each season shifted, yet yurt constant. Always circle, always hearth. Life changed, yet home remained. Picture caravan moving, yurts folded upon carts, camels burdened, families riding. Dust rises, wind sighs. By evening, camp set, yurts stand anew. Steppe endless, yet circle constant. Silence of the night. At night, yurts glowed faintly. Lamps lit, fire dim. Families slept upon rugs. Outside, steppes stretched vast. Stars countless, silence deep. Inside, breaths even, dreams soft. Yurt held family, like cradle. Silence like song. Picture steppe night. Yurt shines softly, heard sleep nearby. Owls call faintly. Wine pauses, grass bends. Stars endless. Within circle, peace complete. Legacy of the yurt today. Yurts still stand upon steppes, still built, still live within. They carry memory of centuries, of kings and shepherds, of families and empires. Yurts whisper endurance, simplicity, patience. They remain hearths of quiet, circles of life. The Mongol steppe gave world armies, conquests, empires, but beneath all it gave yurts quiet shelters, whispering hearths. They endure because they are simple, because they are soft, because they belong to silence. On the Mongol steppe, where horizons stretch unbroken and winds move like rivers of air, no companion was closer, no presence more constant than the horse. To the Mongols, horse was not only animal, it was breath of life, gift of sky, whisper of motion. Steppe without horse seemed incomplete. Family, herd, and rider existed together in harmony. Horses grazed in silence, galloped in calm power, carried children, warriors, elders, goods, dreams. Their hooves left prints upon earth, erased quickly by wind. Yet their presence endured across centuries. Horses as life from birth to death. Mongol lives intertwined with horses. Children placed upon colts before they could walk steadily. Elders buried with favorite steeds. Milk from mares drunk as kumis. Hides used for clothing. Bones for tools. Hair for rope. Horses carried tents, pulled carts, chased herds, crossed rivers. They were not luxuries, they were lifelines. Picture dawn upon steppe. Herd grazes near river. Mist rising. Foals follow mothers, tails swishing. A boar rides bareback, guiding herd softly with whistle. Nearby, family prepares yurt, Father adjusts saddle. Mother stirs pot. Horses breathe gently, step hums. The silent gallop hung like noisy war horses of Europe. Mongol horses were small, hardy, quiet. Their hooves struck grass with muffled thud, their gallop steady and enduring. They could travel miles without rest, live on little, endure storms. To ride them was to move as wind itself, fast, light, silent. Imagine rider at dusk. He leans low, horse gallops steady, grass bends beneath. No clatter of iron shoes, only soft rhythm of hoofs. Rider breathes with horse, horizon draws near. Silence of steppe remains, herds on the move, horses live free, herds grazing wide, unpenned, untethered. Families followed them, guiding gently, whistling, singing. Foals marked seasons, herds marked wealth. Yet even great herds moved quietly, spread across hills, heads bent, tails flicking. Their presence felt like moving river, soft, endless. Picture summer pasture, hills dotted with horses, colors brown, black, white. Children chase foals, laughter blending with neighs. A herder rides slowly, staff in hand. Wind moves, grass sways, herds graze. Silence steady, horses and children grew upon horses. They rode before they could run, learned balance before litters. Games played on horseback, songs sung, races held. Horses not only transport, but companions, playmates, teachers. Childhood was rhythm of hoofs, laughter of rides. Imagine girl of 7, hair braided, riding bareback across meadow. She sings softly, horse trots steady. Father watches from yurt door, smiles. Childhood carried by hooves, step echoing gently. Horses in war, how we speak softly, we cannot forget horses in war. Mongol conquests moved upon their backs armies of riders, swift as storm. Yet even in war, horses quiet, disciplined, patient. Arrows loosed, riders shifted, horses obeyed with calm. Their strength lay not in noise but in endurance, silence, speed. Picture army at dawn. Thousands of riders, horses breathing mist. Silence deep, only wind. Command given, hooves move, ground. Trembles not thunder, but steady murmur. Horizon fills with motion, step itself shifting. Horses and songs. Mongols sang of horses songs of praise. Lullabies, laments, poets compared them to wind, clouds, rivers. Shamans prayed with horsehair banners, spirits carried upon steeds. Music itself shaped by rhythm of hooves, voices rising and falling like gallop. Imagine campfire night. Men strum fiddles shaped like horse heads. Women sing softly. Horses graze nearby, stars above endless. Songs drift, horses listen, silence holds. The horse in ritual, horses honored in rituals. Sacrifices made to spirits, skulls placed upon poles, hair woven into banners. Burials included steeds, their spirits guiding riders beyond. Horses seen not only as animals, but bridges between worlds. Picture burial on hill, rider laid with saddle, bowed horse beside. Mourners stand silent, when moving grass. They depart, leaving cairn. Horses grazing nearby. Silence heavy, eternal, horses. And hospitality. Guests offered horse as gift, host lending mount for journey. To share horse was to share life, to honor deeply. Travelers arrived weary, given rest. Horse tended, fed, brushed. Horses tied people together as much as words. Imagine stranger arriving. Host greets, takes reins, leads horse to graze. Guest enters yurt, drinks kumis. Outside, horse munches calmly inside. Silence of welcome. Night among herds at night. Herds gathered, breathing steady. Stars reflected in eyes. Mist rose from nostrils. Riders watched. Fires glowed. Wolves howled far. Horses shifted. Tails swished. But calm remained. Their presence like low tide. Endless, soothing. Picture midnight steppe. Herds dark silhouettes. Moonlight upon backs. Rider sits wrapped in cloak. Listening. Hooves shuffle softly. Grass rustles. Night deep. Herd breathes. Earth breathes. Legacy of horse. Mongol horses still roam, still small, strong, enduring. Children still ride, songs still sung, herds still move across horizons. They remain whispers of past breaths of eternity. Horses carried empire, yet they did so softly. The Mongol horse was not roar. It was sigh of wind, rhythm of step, murmur of hooves. And in that murmur lay heart of people. The Mongol steppe, wide and unbroken, was not only land of riders and horses. Beneath the endless sky moved herds, sheep, goats, cattle, yaks, and camels, quiet companions of nomadic life. Their bells tinkled softly, their hooves pressed grass. Gently, their presence constant. Herds fed families, clothed bodies, carried burdens. They were wealth measured not in coins but in life itself. Wool, milk, hides, meat. The empire thundered across continents, yet it rested upon murmur of herds, grazing in silence. The quiet rhythm of grazing herds did not rush, did not roar. They moved slowly, heads bent, mouths pulling grass in steady rhythm. Steppe wind passed above, birds circled high, horizons stretched endless. Each animal carried calm presence. Each flock moved like drifting cloud. Picture summer morning, sun rises, dew glitters. Sheep scatter across hill, their bleat soft bells faint, grass rustles. A bow rides pony nearby, guiding with whistle. Silence holds, broken only by murmur of life. Sheep, carriers of warmth, sheep gave wool, spun into felt and cloth. Their hides lined yurts, their milk turned to cheese, their meat to meals. Sheep were humble, patient, steady. Their bleating echoed across valleys, a sound of home. Imagine family shearing sheep in spring. Father holds gently. Mother cuts wool. Children gather fleece. Wool piled high, later pressed into felt. Sheep released, bounding lightly, shaking heads. Work done in calm, laughter mingled with bleats. Goats, agile companions, goats climbed hills, grazed rocks, gave milk rich and strong. Their horns curved, their steps nimble, their presence lively. They carried humor to step leaping, butting, scampering. Children laughed, mothers milked, herds mixed. Goats gave not wealth of numbers, but resilience. Picture hillside near Orkhon River. Goats climb rocks, bells jingling. A boy chases, laughing, tripping on grass. Mother calls, goat bleats, herd moves on. Scene soft, steady, timeless. Cattle and yaks in colder regions. Cattle and yaks gave strength. Their backs bore loads. Their milk nourished. Their hides warmed, slow-moving, steady. They stood like dark shadows against snow. Their breath steamed. Their hooves pressed deeply. Families relied on them not for speed, but for patience. Imagine winter pasture. Yaks huddle near yurt, snow falling. Steam rises from nostrils, bells muffled in fur. Children bring hay, pat sides. Animals grunt softly, tails swish. Silence deep, warmth shared. Camels, ships of the steppe, camels carried loads across deserts, endured thirst, bore yurts upon backs. Their gait swayed like boats, their patience legendary. Caravans depended on the grain, wool, goods tied in bundles. Their groans echoed, yet even they carried calm strength. Picture caravan across Gobi. Camels step slowly, bells clinking. Riders walk beside, wind lifts dust, sun high, horizon endless. Camels endure, steady, silent. Herds and familiars, families moved with herds. Children learned to ride by guiding sheep. Women milked goats, men counted animals. Wealth measured in flocks, hundreds, thousands. Each animal mattered, each cared for. Life not of gold, but of wool, milk, meat. Imagine evening camp. Herds gathered near yurt, fires lit. Sheep settle, goats curl, cattle rest. Family eats cheese, drinks milk, shares stories. Animals sleep nearby, guardians of life. Herding songshirters sang to animals, soft tunes guiding, calming. Whistles carried far, voices steady. Songs told of grass, sky, rivers, journeys. Herds responded, moving gently, grazing calmly. Music bound man and beast up. Picture boy on pony singing. Sheep follow slowly. Goats leap ahead. His voice drifts, carried by wind. Steppe listens, silence filled with song. Ritual and respecters honored in rituals. First milk offered to spirits. First wool blessed, sacrifices made in thanks. Animals not only food, they were companions, sacred in endurance. their presence seen as gift from sky. Imagine spring festival. Families gather, sheep adorned with ribbons, goats painted with dye, elders pray, milk poured, children laugh. Herds move, bells ring, silence of steppe holds joy, the murmur of night at night. Herds huddled together, breath steaming, bodies warming one another. Wolves howled far, riders watched with torches. Bells jingled faintly, bleaks low, silence deep. Steppe slept with them, stars above, endless. Picture midnight playing. Yurt glows faintly, herds rest nearby. Sheep curl, goats press close, cattle shift. Herds brief, grass rustles, owls call. Night calm, timeless. Legacy of Herds. Mongol Empire moved with horses, but endured with herds, wool-clothed armies, milk-fed families, meat-sustained journeys. Today flocks still graze steppes, bells still tinkle, children still sing, herds remain quiet companions, eternal as grass. The Mongol herds were not thunder. They were murmur of bleats, sigh of bells, whisper of grazing, and in those whispers lay strength of life. On the Mongol steppe, where wind wandered endlessly and grass bent in waves like sea, the heart of nomadic life beat in the camp. It was not city of walls nor village of stone, but circle of yurts. Herds grazing nearby, fires glowing low, camps rose and fell with seasons, appearing upon hills, vanishing as families moved, yet in their impermanence lay continuity. Each camp was whisper of community, quiet circle against vast horizon. Circles upon the steppe, Mongol camps arranged in circles, yurts forming ring, animals gathered outside. At center often stood leader's yurt, larger, marked with banners, ornate families clustered, each placing door to sunrise. Between yurts, children played, women worked, men tended animals. Circles symbolized unity, eternity, sky itself. Picture summer camp on Orkhan Plain. Dozens of yurts glow white, smoke rising. Horses graze at edge, sheep scatter upon hills. Dogs bark softly, guarding. Children chase one another, laughter carried by wind. From distance, camp hums like hive, yet up close, all calm, measured. The daily rhythm morning brought herding. Men and boys rode out, guiding animals. Women milked mares, goats, cows, turning milk to butter, cheese, kumis. Fires lit, kettles simmered. Children fetched water, gathered dung for fuel. Day unfolded slowly, each task steady. Evening brought return, herds gathered. Meals shared, songs sung. Camp lived not in rush, but in rhythm. Imagine dawn in Winter Valley. Smoke rises from yurts. Men saddle horses, ride out into snow. Inside, women stir pots, children feed fire. Outside, dogs run, breath steaming. By dusk, fires glow again, herds safe, voices murmur. Women and the camp women held central place in camp. They raised yurts, prepared meals, wove felt, taught children. They greeted guests, guided rituals, made decisions. Their presence held circle steady, their hands shaped daily life. Men rode far, but women kept camp breathing. Picture mother at loom, weaving rug. Daughter helps, son listens. Nearby, grandmother stirs pot, humming softly. Their voices, their patience, their care keep camp alive. Guests and hospitality camps open to travelers. Strangers welcomed, seated, offered bowls of kumis. Hospitality, sacred, refusal unthinkable. Guests brought news, tales, songs, on fires, stories shared. Silence deepened, bonds formed. Imagine merchant arriving with caravan. Families greet, bring rugs, offer tea. He sits, tells of cities far, of markets crowded, of seas vast. Children listen, eyes wide. Camp grows richer not in gold, but in whispers. Games and song, children played with bones, carved toys, races on ponies. Men wrestled, tested strength, rode in contests. Women sang lullabies. Men strummed fiddles, nights filled with soft songs. Voices drifting across grass, even laughter, even contests, carried calm under endless sky. Picture evening circle, men wrestling gently, children cheering, women singing. Fire glows, stars rise, voices drift. Camp breeze harmony, silence holds joy. Dogs and guardians' dogs guarded camp. They barked at strangers. Circled herds lay beside fires, their eyes bright, ears keen, loyalty steady. Wolves prowled steppe, thieves sometimes came, but dogs stood firm. Their presence added layer of calm protection within silence. Imagine night on steppe, herds rest, wolves howl distant. Dogs bark sharply, then settle. Family sleeps, secure. Silence returns, only stars watching. Rituals of the camp life marked by rituals: birth, marriage, death, children named with prayers, weddings filled with songs, funerals with silence. Shamans burned incense, prayed to spirits, guided souls. Rituals whispered across generations, steady as wind. Picture wedding camp. Families gathered, bride veiled, groom mounted on horse. Guests eat, drink, sing. At night, fires glow, dances circle. Joy soft, enduring. Seasons of camps shifted with seasons: summer on high plains, winter in valleys, spring near rivers, autumn in forests. Each move carried rhythm. Camps folded, loaded on carts, raised anew. Their impermanence was strength, adapting to land, blending with sky. Imagine caravan at spring. Yurts dismantled, poles tied, felt rolled. Carts creak, camels groan, families ride. By evening, circle rises again, fires lit, step unchanged, yet camp alive. Night in the camp at night. Camp glowed with lamps, fires burned low, yurts lit softly. Outside, herds murmured, dogs circled. Inside, families lay upon rugs, children slept, elders whispered. Silence deepened, broken only by crackle of fire. Steps stretched vast, stars countless. Camp small, yet complete. Picture midnight. Wind rustles felt, lamp flickers, child stirs, mother soothes. Outside, moon shines upon yurts, herds dark shapes. Silence eternal, circle of life steady. Legacy of camps today. Nomadic camps still rise upon steppes. Yurts pitched, herds grazed, fires lit. Modern life changed much, but circles remain. They carry memory of centuries of khans and shepherds, of families and empires. Camps whisper endurance, community, patience. The Mongol camp was not fortress. It was circle of life, murmur of tasks, whisper of songs. And in that whisper lay heart of steppe. On the Mongol steppe, survival was not only in herds and pastures, but in the hunt. The hunt was both necessity and ritual, both training and tradition. It was not noisy clash of weapons, but soft whistle of arrows, steady rhythm of hooves, whisper of wind across grass. For the Mongols, the hunt prepared for war but also fed families, bound communities, and honored spirits of land. Beneath endless horizon, riders spread in silence, bows drawn, eyes calm, arrows flying like sighs. Hunting as life. Hunting gave meat when herds grew thin, hides for clothing, bones for tools. It taught children skill, adults patience, warriors discipline. From rabbit to deer, from gazelle to wolf, animals of steppe entered circle of life through hunt, yet always with balance. Hunters took, but also gave, offering thanks, leaving rituals. Picture dawn hunt, riders gather, bows strong, arrows and quivers, horses breathe mist, dogs bark softly. Leader raises hand, silence falls. Riders spread, steppe opens, hunt begins not with roar, but with calm motion. The bow and arrow. Bow was heart of Mongol hunt, small, curved, made of horn and sinew. It bent strong, shot far. Arrows flew straight, silent, swift. Hunters trained from childhood, drawing bow on horseback, striking targets at full gallop. Each release was whisper, each arrow breath of air. Imagine boy of 12, standing beside father. He lifts bow, pulls string, releases. Arrow whistles, strikes post. Father nods, boy smiles. Wind blows grass. Silence steady. Skill passed quietly, generation to generation. Horses and the hunt forces carried hunters across plains, swift and steady. Riders leaned low, shot beneath necks, turned sharply, galloped far. Horses knew rhythm, felt movements, obeyed softly. Without horse, hunt incomplete. Together rider and steed became one motion. Silence, breath, picture herd of gazelles. They Leap, scatter, riders pursue, bows drawn, horses turning sharply, arrows fly, dust rises, few fall, most escape, riders slow, dismount, offer prayers, horses breathe steady, heads bowed. Silence returns. The great hunt nurge, sometimes cans ordered great hunts nurge. Hundreds, even thousands of riders spread across horizon, circling wide, slowly, steadily, they drove animals inward. Shrinking circle, arrows loosed, animals taken, food gathered, yet also discipline tested, riders obeyed commands, held lines, moved as one. Hunt became training for war, but also ritual of unity. Picture vast plain. Riders stretch across horizon, line unbroken, grass bends, animals run, circle shrinks, drums beat softly, commands called, finally circle closes, arrows fly, dust rises, silence deepens. Afterward, fires lit, meat shared, stories told, dogs and eagle shunters brought, dogs lean, swift, keen-eyed. They chased hares, held wolves, barked at prey, their loyalty vital, their speed unmatched, eagles too, trained from chicks, carried upon arms, released to strike, their wings silent, their talons sharp, their presence regal. To hunt with eagle was honor, bond between man and sky. Imagine hunter in Altai mountains. He raises arm, eagle perched. At signal, bird launches, wings wide, shadow gliding. It strikes hair, returns, perches again. Hunter strokes feathers, whispers thanks. Mountains echo silence. Ritual of the hunt before hunt. Hunters prayed to sky, earth, spirits. First arrow offered, first kill honored. Meat shared, bones buried, hides preserved. Hunt not only taking, it was giving, balancing. Shamans, blessed weapons, sang songs. Guided souls of animals. Picture fire at dusk. Hunters gather. Meat roasting, prayers murmured. Elder lifts cup, pours libation to ground. Flames crackle, stars rise. Hunt ends in gratitude, silence steady. Teaching the young, hunting taught youth patience, courage, skill. Boys learned to track footprints, to ride long, to aim steady. Girls to sometimes rode. Trained hawks, tended dogs. Each child learned respect for land, animals, silence. Lessons carried through life, shaping people of steppe. Imagine girl of 10 with sling. She spins stone, releases, strikes rabbit, family smiles. She beams, rabbit cooked, bones buried, song sung. Childhood shaped by silence of hunt. Hunting in winter, winter hunts carried hardship. Snow deep, winds sharp, animals scarce, riders wrapped in furs, horses steaming. Tracks followed across drifts, arrows loosed in storms. Yet even then hunt whispered, snow-muffled sound. Hooves pressed soft, arrows struck silent. Picture frozen steppe, sun pale, sky gray. Riders move slowly, breath visible. Ahead, deer leaps, pursued, arrow flies. Deer falls, rider dismounts, bows head, whispers thanks. Snow falls again, silence deeper. Night and the hunt. Some hunts stretched into night. Fires lit, torches carried, dogs circling, stars bright, moon full. Shadows move, riders whispered. Arrows loosed, night added mystery, calm, patience. Imagine moonlit plain, riders circle. Wolves pursued, dogs bark, arrows fly, wolves fall. Torches glow, fire built, meat roasted. Silence of night returns, hunt complete. Legacy of Mongol hunt. Hunt shaped Mongols as much as war. It trained archers, disciplined riders, fed families, bound communities. Today, traditions remain. Eagle hunters in Altai, herders guiding dogs. Songs sung of hunts past. The silence of hunt endures, carried in memory. In wind, in steppe, the Mongol hunt was not roar of chase. It was whisper of arrow, murmur of hoof, sigh of wind. And in that whisper lay strength of empire. On the Mongol steppe, where horizons stretch endlessly and sky holds dominion above all, life was not ruled by walls or calendars, but by seasons, spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Each carried its own rhythm. Each whispered its own song. Families, herds, and camps moved in harmony with these cycles, shifting pastures, raising yurts, folding them again, living with patience. The steppe silence was never empty. It changed with time, with weather, with breath of sky. Seasons did not shout, they whispered, slowly, steadily, guiding all life beneath their span. Spring, the awakening of grass spring, arrived quietly. Snow melted, rivers swelled, shoots of grass pierced earth, herds stirred, foals born, lambs bleated. Families moved from winter valleys to open plains, yurts pitched anew, days warmed. Wind softened, air scented with growth. Spring was season of renewal, of laughter returning, of animals multiplying. Picture spring dawn. Grass wet with dew, children chase foals, women milk mares, birds sing, rivers rush. Family folds quilts, opens doors wide, lights streaming in, life whispers forward. Summer, the wide pasture summer stretched vast, grass tall, rivers full, herds fattened. Camps moved to high pastures, breezes cool, skies blue. Days long filled with riding, herding, games, songs. Festivals held, weddings celebrated, hunts pursued. Summer was abundance, laughter, motion. Yet still calm steppe vast enough to hold all sounds softly. Imagine summer camp, yurts white against hills, smoke rising, horses graze in herds, children ride ponies, men wrestle, women weave rugs in shade, dogs rest. Sun high, air warm, silence steady despite joy. Autumn, the quiet harvest autumn came with winds cooler, grasses yellowing, herds prepared for winter. Families gathered food, dried meat, stored cheese, prepared felt. Hunts increased, festivals gave thanks. Leaves turned gold in river valleys, skies deepened. Autumn was patience, preparing quietly, whisper of change. Picture autumn evening. Fires glow, smoke rises, men return from hunt, women pack dried curds in sacks, children watch leaves drift, dogs bark softly, herds graze close, ready for move, silence of preparation fills air. Winter, the deep silence winter held stillness, snow blanketed plains, winds howled, herds sheltered in valleys, yurts thick with felt, fires burned low, families huddled close. Meals shared, stories told, songs sung. Outside, wolves prowled, stars burned bright. Winter was endurance, silence deep, patience eternal. Imagine winter night, yurt glows warm, fire crackles. Steam from pot rises, grandmother tells tale, children curl in quilts, father listens. Outside, snow falls, horses huddle, owls call, silence vast, hearth steady. The cycle of movement, each season brought movement, spring to plains, summer to mountains, autumn to rivers, winter to valleys. Camps folded, carts loaded, caravans moved, families adapted, living with sky's rhythm. Steppe life was not fixed, it was flow, cycle, circle. Picture caravan at dawn, camels laden, carts creak. Horses ride, children wave, dogs trot behind. Old camp empty ahead, new pasture waiting. Silence of movement carries life. Rituals of the seasons marked with rituals. Spring births celebrated, summer weddings filled with games, autumn festivals honored spirits, winter prayers for endurance. Shamans sang, elders blessed, families gathered. Rituals whispered continuity, cycle steady. Imagine spring festival. Herds adorned with ribbons, songs sung, dances circled. Summer wrestling contests, autumn feasts, winter prayers at fire, all soft, steady, bound to sky. Children, and the season children learned seasons as lessons. They chased lambs in spring, swam rivers in summer, gathered leaves in autumn, huddled in yurts in winter. Their laughter followed cycle, their growth marked by grass and snow. Childhood itself moved in rhythm of sky. Picture boy learning to ride in spring, girl weaving in summer, both hunting berries in autumn, listening to stories in winter. Life steady, gentle, shaped by seasons, animals and the cycle herds to followed rhythm. Foals and lambs in spring, fattened in summer, culled in autumn, endured in winter. Horses drew coats thick, sheep herded close, camels knelt in snow. Animals move with grass, with rivers, with sun. Picture herds shifting. Spring foals stumble, summer herds spread, autumn animals gathered, winter huddled. Silence holds them all. The eternal return. Seasons passed, returned again. Spring always followed winter. Grass always rose. Rivers always ran, families endured, moving with cycle, generations passed. But seasons eternal, children grew parents. Aged grandparents died, but grass rose again, sky stretched eternal, silence remained, legacy of the seasons. Today, nomads on Mongol Steppe still follow seasons. Yurts pitched, herds moved, rituals kept, sky still vast, grass still whispers. Seasons endure, journal companions. The Mongol seasons were not storms of change. They were quiet cycles, whispers of renewal, patience of time, and in those whispers lay eternity of steppe. Life on the Mongol steppe, though marked by movement and silence, was also marked by gatherings. Families, clans, and entire communities came together at times to share food, drink, songs, and stories. A feast upon the steppe was not noisy revelry of cities, nor thunder's clamor of banquets in palaces. It was a calm circle beneath open sky, where laughter carried softly in the wind, bowls passed hand to hand, and songs rose like gentle smoke. The feast celebrated more than hunger satisfied. It marked weddings, births, victories, seasons. It bound families together, reminded of shared life. Food was not merely eaten, it was blessed, offered, remembered. And in each feast, silence of steppe framed joy of gathering. Preparing the feast began with preparation. Herds chosen, sheep or goats offered. Meat cooked slowly in kettles. Women prepared dairy curds, creamed butter. Men tended fires, sharpened knives, carried wood. Children fetched water, herbs, done for fuel. Each task simple, each done with patience. Pictured dawn before feast. Smoke rises early, women stirring pots, men tending cauldrons, children run, dogs circle, herds graze nearby. Steppe hums softly. Camp alive with gentle motion, food of the steppe food. At feasts reflected land, mutton boiled in cauldrons, dairy served in bowls, flatbreads baked, kumis poured in cups. Nothing elaborate, yet all nourishing. Meat shared in pieces, broth ladled, milk passed. Guests ate slowly, thanked hosts, left nothing wasted. Imagine large kettle at center of camp. Steam rises. Smell rich. Host cuts meat, offers first to elders, then to guests. Children lick lips, women smile, men nod, bowls warm hands, food warms hearts. Silence broken only by soft laughter. Kumis, the drink of gatherings, mare's milk fermented into kumis, white and frothy. Poured at feasts. Cups passed, toasts spoken, songs begun. Kumis symbolized life, horse and man together, grass and sky in one circle. It was drink of joy, yet also of ritual. Picture elder raising cup. He drinks, then pours small libation to earth, thanking spirits. Others follow, cups clink softly, laughter spreads. Kumis foams, hearts lightened up, music and song, feast filled with music. Men strummed horse-head fiddles, women sang old songs, children clapped bones together in rhythm. Voices rose, drifted into night, carried by breeze. Songs told of heroes, of love, of land. Some mournful, some joyful, all soft. Imagine dusk at feast. Fire glows, fiddles play, woman sings. Stars appear, children dance in circle. Music not roar, but murmur. Steppe listens, sky joins. Wrestling and games played at feasts. Men wrestled. In open fields, riders raced horses. Children played bone games. Laughter carried, dust rose. Contests ended with handshakes, embraces. Feasts strengthened bonds, tested skill, yet always in calm spirit. Picture two men wrestling, arms locked, dust swirling. Crowd claps softly, elder judges. Winner bows, loser smiles, both embraced. Contest ends in laughter, silence returns. Guests and hospitality fest welcomed guests from afar, merchants, travelers, envoys. They were honored, given best meat, softest rugs, warmest place. Stories shared of distant cities, mountains, seas. Guests enriched feast with tales, hosts with hospitality. Imagine merchant from Samarkand seated by fire. He speaks of markets glowing with silk, seas filled with ships, palaces lined with tiles. Listeners lean close, eyes wide. Fire crackles, kumis past. Worlds meet in whispers. Rituals and blessings bore feast blessings given, elders prayed, shamans sang, libations poured. First meat offered to spirits, smoke rising, flames crackling. Feast began with gratitude, ended with thanks. It was not only eating, but remembering balance of life. Picture shaman lifting drum, beating softly, singing to sky. Guests bow heads, wind stills, fire glows. When song ends, meat cut, bowls filled, ritual complete, feast begins. The feast at night, feast glowed. Fires lit camp, lamps flickered in yurts. Stars vast, moon bright, songs drifted, laughter low, families huddled, guests welcomed, animals resting nearby. Night feast not storm, but dream gentle voices beneath eternal sky. Imagine midnight. Fire embers glow, fiddles silent, children asleep. Men whisper stories, women smile, dogs rest above. Stars uncountable, silence deep. Feast fades into night, memory lingers. Legacy of steppe feast study. Feasts still mark steppe life. Sheep slaughtered, humus poured, songs sung, wrestling, racing, games played. Hospitality honored, stories shared. Modern life may change, but feasts endure, circles of joy against horizon. The Mongol feast was not thunder's banquet. It was murmur of voices, sigh of fiddles, warmth of bowls, glow of fires, and in that murmur lay soul of community. On the vast Mongol steppe, where horizons seemed endless, and wind carried whispers across grass, there lived figures who walked between the seen and unseen, the shamans. They were not kings nor warriors, yet their presence shaped lives as surely as herds and horses. Shamans spoke softly to spirits, guided souls, healed sickness, blessed hunts, guarded camps. They did not thunder with commands, their strength lay in whispers and smoke, in rhythm of drum, between earth and sky, life and death, silence and voice. The shaman stood as bridge. The role of the shamans guided families through rituals of birth, marriage, and death. They prayed to spirits of sky, earth, ancestors. They healed with herbs, songs, and touch. They blessed journeys, guarded hunts, calmed storms. They were not rulers, yet all listened when they spoke. Their voice was quiet, yet carried weight deeper than shouts. Picture dawn ritual. Shaman stands upon hill, drum in hand, robe fluttering. He beats slowly, voice chanting. Wine stirs grass, birds rise. Sun glows, camp watches silently, each breath steady. Between earth and sky, shaman whispers prayers. The drum and the song central to shaman's work was drum, stretched hide round, frame, struck slowly, each beat steady like heartbeat of steppe. With drum shaman entered trance, journeyed to spirits, songs accompanied chants soft, words repeating, voice rising and falling like wind. Drum and song together opened door between worlds. Imagine night fire, shaman beats drum, voice low, sparks rise, smoke curls. Children watch wide-eyed, adults bow heads, drum echoes across camp. Sky listens, silence deep, song steady. Spirits of the steppe shamans spoke with spirits, sky father, earth mother, ancestors, animals. They saw steppe not empty, but full of presence. Each river held spirit, each tree, each mountain. To hunt, to build, to travel required respect. Shaman guided balance, ensured offerings made. Harmony kept up. Picture hunter before journey. He brings milk, pours upon ground. Shaman blesses. Praise to spirits of mountain. Hunter rides, heart calm. Balance kept, steppe hums softly. Healing and shamans healed sickness with herbs, chants, touch. They burned incense, waved smoke, whispered prayers. They knew plants, roots for fever, leaves for wounds, bark for strength. Healing was not noise, but patience, silence time. Imagine sick child in yurt. Shaman enters, burns herbs, waves smoke, chants softly. Mother holds child, father watches, slowly, breath eases, sleep comes. Family sighs, thanks whispered. Yurt glows calm. The trance and the journey in rituals. Shamans entered trance, eyes closed, drum beating, body swaying. They traveled beyond sight, to ancestors, to spirits, to sky. They returned with guidance messages, healing, camp trusted. Their visions Live by their whispers. Picture shaman at midnight, fire low, drum steady, voice chanting. Suddenly, he grows still, head bowed, silence deep. Minutes pass, he opens eyes, speaks softly. The spirits say the herd will grow, families nod, hearts steady. Women shamans. Not all shamans were men. Women too carried drums, chanted songs. Guided spirits. They midwife births, blessed children, healed with herbs. Their presence often gentler, yet equally powerful. Steppe saw no boundary. Spirits listened to all who called with patience. Imagine elder woman in fur cloak, drum small in hand. She sings as mother gives birth, chanting blessings. Newborn cries, women cheer softly, fire glows, shaman smiles, whispers. The child is strong. Silence filled with life, death and afterlife. When someone died, shaman guided soul beyond. They sang, beat drum, prayed, body wrapped, placed upon land, sometimes burned, sometimes buried, horses. Belongings, food offered, spirits carried soul. Shaman guided path, death not end but passage. Picture funeral upon hill, wine cold, grass bending, family gathered. Shaman beats drum, chants, smoke rises, soul carried, silence deep, steppe eternal. Shamans and Kansav and great Khans listened to shamans. Before battles, journeys, hunts, Khans asked blessings. Shamans burned incense, beat drums, spoke of omens. Their words shaped decisions, guided empire. Though Khans ruled men, shamans whispered with spirits. Imagine Genghis Khan before campaign. He sits, head bowed, shaman chants, sprinkles milk, reads signs and fire. Victory will come, but patience needed, he says. Khan nods, rises, empire moves, silence steady. The shamans legacy today. Shamans still live among steppe peoples. Drums beat, smoke rises, chant sun. Modern life changed much, but whispers remain. They remind us that steppe was never empty, always full of presence. The Mongol shaman was not roar of priest. He was whisper of drum, sigh of smoke, murmur, prayer, and in that murmur lay bond between worlds. Across the Mongol steppe, where wind swept endlessly and stars filled the sky without end, fire was constant companion. It was not only warmth, nor only light, but center of life itself. Fire cooked meals, guarded families from cold, purified offerings, carried prayers upward. Families gathered around it in yurts, shamans used it in rituals, travelers trusted it in wilderness. Beneath endless horizon, fire burned quietly, softly, always with patience. It flickered not in roar of city, but in murmur of grassland. Fire. As hearth in each yurt, fire glowed at center, stones circled it, pot hung above, smoke drifted through crown at top. On it family sat, ate, spoke, prayed. Fire warmed rugs, dried clothes, soothed children. It was not cornered tool, but beating heart of home. Without fire, yurt felt empty. With it, yurt breathed. Picture winter night. Wind howls outside, snow drifts high inside, fire glows. Crackling softly, mother stirs pot, father mends saddle. Children doze beneath quilts, shadows dance on felt walls. Smoke drifts slowly upward, hearth hums gently, silence steady. Sacred flame, fire held sacred place. It was seen as gift of sky, bridge between worlds. Offerings poured into flames, milk, fat, incense. Prayers whispered. Smoke carrying them upward. Fire purified, cleansed, protected. To step over fire was forbidden. To spit upon it unthinkable. Respect bound flame to life. Imagine dawn ritual. Shaman sprinkles milk into fire, chanting softly. Flames hiss, smoke rises. Family bows heads, whispering prayers. Sun lifts, fire glows. Step quiet, only flame speaks. Cooking and sustenance from fire came meals. Meat boiled in cauldrons, dairy, warm tea brewed. Family gathered with bowls, eating slowly, thanking spirits. Fire turned raw to nourishing, cold to comfort. Its presence steady, its work patient. Picture midday in camp. Pot hangs above flames, steam rises. Father cuts meat, mother ladles broth, children wait with bowls. First portion offered to spirits, then meal shared. Fire crackles, Laughter soft. Fire and storytelling gone. Fire, stories told. Elders spoke of ancestors, heroes, spirits. Children listened wide-eyed. Shadows flickered upon walls. Songs sung, fiddles strummed, laughter drifted. Fire gave not only warmth, but voice, light for memory. Imagine night gathering. Fire glows. Elder leans forward, voice low. He speaks of Genghis Khan's youth, of wolves and eagles. Children lean close, adults nod. Sparks rise, sky endless. Fire holds story, silence deep. Fire in the wilderness for travelers. Fire was guardian, alone upon steppe. Fire gave safety from wolves. Warmth in storms, comfort in silence. Rider pitched. Small camp, lit fire, washed stars. Flames small, horizon vast, yet heart calmed. Picture solitary traveler. Horse grazes, yurt not raised. He sits by fire, drinks from bowl, cloak wrapped. Flames flicker, grass waves, sky wide. Loneliness softened. By flames murmured. Fire and ritual. Shamans used fire to speak with spirits. Drums beat, smoke swirled, flames leapt. Offerings burned meat, herbs, cloth. Fire became doorway, its glow sacred. Silence around ritual deep, flames steady. Imagine night ceremony. Circle of people around fire, shaman chanting, sparks rising. Milk poured, herbs tossed, prayers murmured. Fire hisses, smoke drifts, sky listens, steppe breathes. Seasons of flamine spring. Fire welcomed new births, blessing lambs, foals. In summer, it roasted meat for feasts, glowed at festivals. In autumn, it dried curds, warned hunts. In winter, it guarded against snow, storms, wolves. Flame shifted with seasons, yet always remained constant friend. Picture autumn camp. Herds close, air crisp. Fire burns, meat drying on racks. Tea steaming in pot. Children play nearby, dogs rest. Sunsets, fire glows brighter. Silence wraps all. Respect for fire. Fire never extinguished carelessly. Embers covered, ashes placed respectfully. Coals saved for next lighting. Families carried fire across moves, preserving continuity. To lose fire was loss of life. To guard it was honor. Picture morning of departure. Family folds yurt, loads cart. Mother gathers embers in pot, covers them. Later, at new camp, embers coaxed to flame. Fire reborn, circle unbroken. Fire and death even in funerals. Fire present. Bodies sometimes burned, possessions offered to flames, prayers carried in smoke. Fire linked living to dead, earth to sky. Its glow honored passage, its warmth soothed grief. Picture funeral dusk. Fire lit upon hill, smoke rising. Family gathered, heads bowed. Shaman beats drum, chants softly. Flames consumed, smoke lifts, silence eternal. Fire steady. Legacy of Flamitati. Fire still burns in yurts, in camps, in festivals. Steppe families light hearths, offer milk, tell stories, sing songs. Fire remains patient companion, whispering softly. The Mongol fire was not thunder. It was crackle of hearth, sigh of smoke, glow of flame. And in that glow lay heart of steppe. On the Mongol steppe, where horizons stretched in every direction, and earth seemed endless, the sky was the true master, vast, unbroken, arching above. It changed color with hours, moods with seasons. To nomads, the sky was dome of eternity, silent companion, eternal witness. They called it Tenger, the eternal blue sky, and beneath it lived, prayed, rode, fought, and slept. The sky gave rain, wind, storms, stars. It guided riders. Blessed herds, carried prayers. It was not wall nor fortress, but canopy of silence, endless and patient. The sky at dawn upon steppe came softly. Horizon glowed pale, stars faded, light spread like breath, birds stirred. Herds rose, yurts opened, sky at dawn promised day. Whispered life, picture morning camp, yurts glow faintly, smoke rises, horses graze, dew glitters above, sky pale gold, wide and calm. Children yawn, dogs stretch, fires lit, sky breathes softly, day begins. The sky at noon, at midday, sky blazed blue. Clouds drifted slowly, sun high, light endless, shadows short, grass gleamed. Rivers shone, Heat pressed, yet wind cooled. Noon. Sky vast, steady, watching. Imagine herder riding at noon. Horse trots, herd grazes. Sky blue, cloud drifting. Rider lifts face, breathes deeply. Silence steady, sky endless. The sky at dusk evening softened. Sun sank, sky glowed gold, then red, then purple. Shadows lengthened, fires lit, songs sung. Sky at dusk calmed hearts, closed days. Picture feast at sunset. Families gathered, cauldrons steaming, fiddles strumming. Behind them, horizon glows orange, sky fades slowly, children laugh. Dogs rest, stars appear. Silence spreads, day ends. The sky at night upon steppe was ocean of stars, without city lights. Heavens glowed full, Milky Way arched, constellations. Clear, moon bright. Families lay upon rugs outside yurts, gazed upward. Whispered stories. Sky at night carried dreams, guided travelers. Reminded of eternity. Imagine midnight. Herds rest, camp quiet. Family lies outside, pointing at stars. Elder tells tale of hunter, eagle, bear written above. Children listen, eyes wide. Sky infinite, silence deep. The sky and the spirits for Mongols. Sky was not empty, it was sacred. Tenger watched all, heard prayers, judged deeds. Kun's claimed mandate of sky, shamans spoke with it. Storms seen as anger, clear days as blessing. Sky not only above, but within, woven into lives. Picture shaman at dawn. He lifts arms, prays softly. Sky pale, wind moved grass. Camp silent, listening. Sky listens, eternal. Sky and the herdsherds live by sky. Rain fattened grass, snow tested. Endurance, sun-guided pastures. Herds grazed beneath dome, moved with weather, rested under stars. Animals, like humans, lived in sky's rhythm. Imagine summer pasture, sky blue, grass green. Horses grazing, clouds drift, wind cool, foals gallop, lambs bleat, goats leap. Sky vast, steady, watching all. The sky and the Konkans ruled beneath sky, claimed power from it. They offered sacrifices, sought omens, prayed before campaigns. Victory and loss seen as will of Tenger. Sky was greater than Khan. Empire, world, picture. Genghis Khan before battle. He kneels, sprinkles milk to sky above his head. Warriors silent, wind lifts banners. Sky endless, watching. The sky in poetry and songpoets sang of sky. Fiddlers strummed, songs drifted. Sky described as lover, guardian, judge, friend. Its blue praised, its storms feared. Its stars adored. Songs whispered across camps, carried by wind. Imagine evening. Fiddler strums, voice low. Beneath eternal blue I ride. The sky my home, the earth my guide. When stars appear, I lay and sleep. Their silence watching, vast and deep. The sky and the dead when someone died. Their soul believed to rise to sky. Smoke from fires carried prayers upward. Graves placed upon hills, closer to heavens. Sky welcomed, embraced, kept. Death softened by eternity of blue. Picture funeral. Family gathered, shaman chanting, smoke rises. Wind lifts, above, sky wide, silent. Soul carried, step breeze. The eternal generations passed, empires rose. Khans ruled, but sky endured. Children grew, herds grazed, fires burned, shamans prayed, but sky unchanged, eternal, silent, patient. Step beneath it lived in whispers. Sky above it listened. Today still, sky over Mongolia stretches wide, endless blue. Herds graze, yurts smoke, riders move. Sky remains dome of eternity. Silent witness. The Mongol sky was not thunder. It was whisper of dawn, glow of dusk, breath of night. And in that whisper lay eternity of steppe. Across the Mongol steppe, where wind bent grass and horizons stretched without end, rivers moved quietly. They were not floods nor roaring torrents, but calm threads weaving through plains and valleys. To nomads, rivers were life, water for herds. Camps, journeys, their sound was murmur, their gift steady. They reflected sky, carried fish, nursed grass. They were pathways as much as boundaries, soft companions to riders and herds. Beneath endless dome, rivers whispered patience. The gift of water steppe could be harsh, dry, vast. Rivers gave what was rare fresh water, fertile banks, camps pitched nearby, herds grazed close. Yurts smoked along shores, children splashed, women washed, men filled skins. Water not only used, but honored, treated with respect. Prayers murmured before drawing. Picture summer river, sun bright, water cool, children wade laughing, horses drink, sheep bleat. Women scrub wool, flow steady calm, camp lives by rivers. Murmur, rivers, and movement drivers guided caravans, marked routes. Riders followed their bends, traders rested on banks, boats sometimes drifted upon wide streams. Rivers linked regions, carrying goods, news, people, yet they remained quiet, their sound soft, their presence steady. Imagine merchant caravan, camels kneel by river, men fill flasks, wash faces. Horses drink deeply, dogs splash, evening falls, fires lit near shore, river glowing in dusk. Silence holds, water whispers. The Orkhon River in central Mongolia flowed. Orkhon, river of memory. Along its banks rose Karakorum, capital of Khans, stones carved with runes, monuments erected. Yurts pitched across generations. Orkhon witnessed. Empires rise, yet flowed steady calm. Picture Orkhon at dawn. Mist drifts above water, ruins glow faintly, horses graze. River moves silently, reflecting sky. Time passes, river endures. The Anan River, Genghis Khan born near Anan, where waters flowed through forested hills. Its currents nourished childhood, its whispers carried into empire. For Mongols, Anan sacred, remembered in songs, honored in prayers. It was not mighty torrent, but gentle cradle. Imagine forest river, pines tall, birds singing, water flowing clear. Boy splashes, laughs, chases fish. Later, man remembers, carries river in heart. Anan whispers still, fishing and food. Thou herds gave most food. Rivers offered fish, boys cast nets. Men waited with spears, women cooked stews. Cat small, but cherished blessing of water. Fishing carried patience, silence, reward. Picture evening by river. Boy pulls net, fish flopping, father smiles, mother cooks pot nearby. Family eats. River glows in dusk. Silence holds, water hums. Rituals of the river, rivers sacred in rituals. Shamans sprinkled milk, poured libations, offered cloth. They prayed to river spirits, asked blessing for journeys. Health for herds, rivers seen as living, eternal. Imagine. Dawn ritual, shaman kneels at shore, sprinkles milk, river ripples, birds call, sky glows. Families watch silently, prayers rise. River flows on. Rivers in season, spring brought floods. Banks greening, herds fattening, summer steady, cool, lively. Autumn slowed, leaves drifting, camps moving. Winter froze, ice thick, children sliding, herds crossing. Rivers changed, yet endured, their cycle patient. Picture winter scene, river frozen, boys skate with bones strapped to boots. Dogs chase, laughter echoes, horses cross carefully, breath steaming. Sun low, silence deep, songs of the river pose. Sang of rivers as lovers, mothers, guides. Songs drifted across camps, fiddles strummed, voices low. Rivers became metaphors for time, life, eternity. Their sound echoed in music, their presence in verse. Imagine campfire night. Music soft, singer strums, horse head fiddle, voice calm. River flows never still, carrying sky, carrying wool. My heart follows, calm and true, forever flowing, forever blue. Night beside water at night, rivers glowed under stars. Moon reflected, surface shimmering. Camps quiet, herds asleep, dogs curled. Only sound, water's murmur, eternal, soothing. Travelers rested, dreams carried by current. Picture midnight shore. Yurts dark, fires embers. River silver, stars endless. All calls, fish jumps, ripples spread. Silence deep, water steady. Legacy of the river study. Orkhon and Anan still flow, children still splash. Herders still water animals. Ruins stand, yet rivers endure. Whispering as always, empires rose, fell past, but rivers kept flowing. The Mongol river was not roar. It was murmur of current, sigh of shore, shimmer of light. And in that murmur lay eternity of steppe. Across the Mongol steppe, where plains rolled wide and rivers whispered softly, mountains rose like guardians. They were not many, but where they stood, they commanded horizon. Peaks touched sky, slopes clothed in pine, summits crowned with snow. To nomads, mountains were more than stone, they were sacred, eternal, alive. They watched silently as herds grazed, as yurts moved, as empires rose and fell. Mountains were pillars of sky, anchors of land, silent witnesses of centuries. The presence of the mountain from distance, mountain appeared unmoving, silent, strong. Clouds gathered about it. Winds circled, rivers began at its slopes. Families saw mountains as protectors, spirits dwelling within. Travelers oriented by them, poets praised them, shamans preyed upon them. Mountains stood not as obstacles, but as guides. Picture dawn on steppe, horizon pale, mountains dark silhouettes, sun rises. Peaks glow gold, shadows stretch, herds graze. Calmly riders watch slopes, silence steady, mountain eternal. Sacred peaks, many peaks held sacred names. Burkhan Haldan, mountain of Genghis Khan, revered as holy. There he prayed, there he was said to have received strength of sky. Nomads faced peaks, bowed, offered milk, raised banners. Sacred mountains seen as bridges between earth and heavens. Imagine. Ritual morning, shaman climbs slope, drum in hand, herbs burning. He lifts arms, chants softly. Families below bow heads, smoke rises, clouds drift, mountain listens. Silence deep, presence strong. Mountains and spirits, mountains believed inhabited by spirits, protectors, ancestors, guides. To anger them meant misfortune, to honor them meant blessing. Travelers avoided loud voices upon slopes. Hunters offered thanks for gain. Shamans journeyed entranced to mountain spirits, seeking counsel. Picture hunter after deer. He kneels, bows. To slope, leaves offering of milk, wine stirs grass, birds call, hunt complete, respect given. Balance kept, mountains and seasons in summer, mountains green, streams rushing, meadows filled with flowers. Families moved camps to slopes, cool breezes easing heat. In autumn, forests golden. Rivers low, haunts plentiful. In winter, peaks snow-clad. Valleys sheltering. In spring, ice melted. Rivers roared. Mountains carried cycle of life as surely as plains. Imagine summer meadow. Yurts pitched. Herds graze. Flowers bloom. Children pick blossoms. Women sing. Men ride. Above, peaks tower. Clouds drift. Silence vast. Mountain watching. Mountains as refuge when danger threatened. Mountains offered shelter. Valleys hid camps. Slopes shielded from storms. Caves gave refuge. During wars, mountains guarded. During journeys, they guided. For nomads, mountains not walls, but safe harbors. Picture storm upon steppe. Wind howls. Dust rises. Family drives. Herd to mountain valley. Sets yurt, lights fire. Rain lashes plains, but valley calm. Mountain shelters, silence returns. Mountains and hunts, forests upon slopes gave game. Deer, elk, boar, bear. Hunters climbed quietly, tracked footprints, loosed arrows. Hunts carried ritual, patience, respect. Animals seen as gifts of mountain. Spirits thanked. Imagine autumn hunt. Men move silently among pines, bows ready. Deer steps into clearing, arrow flies. Hunters bow heads, offer thanks. Fire built, meat shared. Silence holds. Mountains in songs and legend songs praised mountains as fathers, mothers, guardians. Legends told of heroes born upon peaks, spirits dwelling in caves. Kings blessed on slopes. Poets describe mountains as eternal, unyielding companions of sky. Picture campfire night. Fiddler plays, singer's voice soft. The mountain stands, the sky above, a silent guard, a patient love. When I am lost, I see its face, and in its shadow find my place. Children. And the mountain children grew, knowing mountains as landmarks, playfields, teachers. They gathered berries, chased goats, climbed rocks. Their laughter echoed through valleys. their footsteps upon slopes. Mountains gave them strength, patience, joy. Imagine boy chasing goat upon hillside. He stumbles, laughs, rises again. Father calls boy waves, mountain echoes laughter, silence steady. Death and mountains many wish to rest near sacred peaks. Burials held upon slopes, cairns built with stones. Souls believed to rise easier to sky. Mountains seen as gates to eternity. Picture funeral upon hillside. Family gathers, stones piled. Prayers whispered, smoke rises, peaks glow in sunset. Mountain accepts silence eternal. Legacy of the mountain study. Mongolian mountains still stand. Sacred peaks honored, rituals kept, songs sung, herds graze, yurts pitched, shamans pray. Mountains unchanged, eternal. They witnessed empires rise and fall, yet still they watched, silent, patient. The Mongol mountain was not roar of storm. It was calm of stone, whisper of pines, shimmer of snow. And in that calm lay eternity of steppe. Across the Mongol steppe, where grass stretched in endless waves and sky curved vast above, the wind was constant companion. It was never still for long, always moving, always speaking, sometimes gently, sometimes fiercely, yet always present. To nomads, wind was not enemy nor stranger. It was breath of horizon, voice of sky, whisper carrying prayers and songs. When yurts stood upon plains, their felt walls trembled with wind's hum. When herds grazed, their manes rippled beneath its touch. The Mongols lived not against wind, but with it. Guided by its moods, the voice of the wind spoke in many tones. At dawn, it was soft sigh moving through grass, carrying scent of dew. At noon, it rose warm, brushing faces, rippling tents. At night, it cooled, whistled through ropes, hummed in crowns of yurts, sometimes sharp as arrow, sometimes gentle as hand. Wind was voice of steppe itself. Picture morning camp. Smoke rises from yurt, wind bends it sideways. Children laugh as hair tossed, women smile as rugs flap. Horses lift heads, sniff breeze, wind whispers, camp breeze. Guiding the riders learned to read wind from direction. They judged storms, smelled rain, sensed snow. Wind carried sound, hoof beats of herd, howl of wolves, call of distant rider. To gallop with wind at back was gift, to face it was entrance. Horses leaned into gusts, riders wrapped cloaks tighter. Yet both moved steady. Imagine caravan on plain. Wind strong, banners flap, camels groan. Men ride, heads lowered, horses steady. Ahead clouds gather, wind warns, camp soon to be made. Silence of sky broken only by breath of wind. Wind and the herd shirts to felt wind. Sheep huddled in gusts. Goats climbed slopes for shelter. Horses turned backs, tails whipping. Yet they moved calmly, used wind signs to guide them. Heads borne with wind carrying cries across fields. Foals running with breeze at flanks. Wind-bound animals to land, to sky, to people. Picture foal in spring. It stumbles, stands, wind brushes mane, mother nudges, foal runs, tail lifted. Grass waves, sky endless. Wind celebrates birth. Wind in ritual, shamans honored wind as spirit. They lifted cloth banners, horsehair streamers. Let them flutter, drums beaten, smoke rose. Wind carried prayers upward. It was believed to bear voices to Sky Father, to carry songs across worlds. Rituals incomplete without breath of air. Imagine hillside ritual. Shaman raises banner, wind flutters, grass ripples, he chants, drum steady. Camp silent, wind carries sound, sky listens, earth breathes. Seasons of the wind, each season carried wind's different face. Spring breezes gentle, scented with blossoms. Summer winds strong, carrying heat, dust. Autumn gusts crisp, leaves spiraling. Winter winds sharp, biting, whistling across snow. Through all, wind never absent, always shaping life. Picture autumn playing. Leaves tumble, yurts creak, children chase ribbons in gusts. Goats bleat, women gather felt. Air crisp, laughter carried. Wind writes season song. The wind and song's music of steppe echoed wind. Fiddles strummed long notes like breeze across. Plains, voices rose and fell like gusts. Singers imitated sigh of wind, hunters whistled with it, poets praised it. Wind became companion of song, carrying it farther than voice alone. Imagine night feast. Fiddler plays, bow long upon strings. Tune rises, drifts into night. Wind lifts it, carries across camp, over herds, beneath stars. Listeners sigh, silence deepens. Wind as teacher children learned patience from wind. They flew kites, chased ribbons, leaned into gusts. They laughed when cloaks lifted, smiled when yurts hummed. Elders taught. Wind is a reminder that sky always breathes, that silence never still. Picture boar running with kite of cloth. Wind lifts it high, tail streaming. He laughs, trips, rises again. Elders watch, nod. Wind teaches softly. Wind in battle, even in war. Mongols listened to wind. Archers judged arrows by gusts, riders positioned by direction. Dust storms could blind enemies. Breezes carried signals. Victories often shaped not only by men, but by breath of steppe. Picture army waiting. Flags flap, dust rises, con lifts. Hand, wind shifts, archers loose, arrows fly true, enemy blinded, horses charge. Wind whispers fate. The night wind at night, wind moved quietly. It hummed through grass, rustled ropes, cooled fires. Families lay listening, lulled by its murmur. Horses snorted softly. Dogs curled tighter, owls hooted faint. Night wind carried dreams, soothe hearts. Imagine midnight camp. Yurts dark, stars bright. Wind moves through grass, sighs against felt. Child stirs, mother soothes. Silence deep, wind steady. Legacy of the winter day. Wind still moves endlessly across Mongolia. It bends grass, flutters banners, hums through yurts. Herds still graze with it, riders still feel it, shamans still honor it. Wind unchanged, eternal. The Mongol wind was not storm's roar. It was whisper across grass, sigh through ropes, breath of horizon. And in that breath lay eternity of steppe. Across the Mongol steppe, where grass waves like a sea and the sky bends low and wide, there were no paved highways of stone, no carved bridges of marble. The roads of the steppe were softer, humbler trails of hooves, wheels, and footsteps, pressed lightly into earth, then erased again by wind and rain. Yet these quiet paths bound families to pastures, caravans to markets, armies to empires. They were not permanent scars, but fleeting whispers, always moving, always shifting, always renewed. The steppe roads were not only lines upon earth, they were lifelines of life itself. Herds followed them, yurts moved upon them, riders galloped across them. Along these paths songs traveled, news passed, prayers carried. The Mongol world stretched across continents, yet its foundation lay upon these quiet trails of grass. The simplicity of the steppe roads did not roar with wheels of iron, nor echo with feet of crowds. They appeared when carts rolled, herds walked, riders pressed. Grass bent, soil marked, line formed. Later, wind rose, rain fell, grass lifted again, road vanished, roads temporary, yet eternal in rhythm of travel. Picture spring caravan, carts, creak, oxen pull, horses trot. Grass pressed, line clear. Behind, trail stretches. Ahead, horizon wide. Days later, rain falls, trail gone. Only memory lingers. Roads of the herdsherds made roads as much as men. Sheep trails across hills, goat tracks up slopes, cattle paths to rivers, horses stamped plains, camels pressed deserts. Herds knew way by instinct, steppe marked by their rhythm. Nomads followed, trusted, blended life to animals' memory. Imagine flock moving to river, hooves press soil, dust rises, bell jingles, behind faint trail shines an evening sun. Tomorrow. Wind covers, grass sways, silence restored, roads. Of the riders galloped across steppe without stone guides. They read land by rivers, mountains, stars, wind, paths invisible, yet known. Arrows carried news. Messengers galloped swiftly. Pins commanded empires with riders upon grass roads. Horses' hooves drummed softly, not thundering but steady, leaving lines that soon vanished. Picture lone rider at dusk, He urges horse, cloak flapping, bow tying. Behind him faint line, ahead horizon glowing red. He does not fear being lost, the land itself guides. Caravans and marketskravens wove roads across deserts and plains. Camels swayed, bells jingled. Carts creaked, goods of silk, wool, spices, and furs carried across horizon. Camps rose by rivers. Fires glowed, merchants told stories. Markets thrived because quiet roads carried life to them. Imagine long caravan, dozens of camels' banners fluttering. Men walk slowly, women ride carts, children laugh. Trail marked faintly in dust. At night, fires glow, stars shine, road rests. The Yan system undercomes. Steppe roads became arteries of empire. Post stations Yan placed across routes fresh. Horses kept, riders changed swiftly. Messages flew faster than armies. News carried in days across continents. Yet still, roads themselves simple, just trails of grass. Dust, wind. Picture messenger galloping. He arrives at station, dismounts, mounts fresh horse, rides again. Behind, yurt smokes. Ahead horizon endless. Trail faint, speed steady, empire. Breathes through quiet roads. Roads in ritual and prayer before long journey. Families prayed. Shamans blessed. Milk poured to ground, fire sprinkled, song sung. Roads he not empty, but full of spirits. Travelers whispered thanks upon return, offered gifts for safe passage. Roads not only practical, but spiritual. Imagined on departure. Family gathers, traveler mounted, shaman sprinkles milk. Waves drum, chants softly, traveler bows, rides, behind, camp fades, ahead, horizon waits. Silence follows, road opens. The roads of seasons in spring, roads soft with mud, carts sinking, herds slow. In summer, dust thick, heat heavy, wheels creak. In autumn, crisp winds, clear trails. Herds fatten, journeys calm. In winter, snow-covered roads, but riders still moved, sledges gliding, hooves crunching. Each season changed road's face, but never erased it fully. Picture winter caravan. Snow deep, camels plod, sledges creak. Men wrapped in furs, horses steaming. Trail narrow, white, endless. Yet still they move, silence steady. Roads as memory road carried memory. A wedding caravan, a funeral procession, a khan's army. A child's ride to new pastoral pressed their marks. Roads held echoes of laughter, sorrow, command, prayer, though erased by wind. They lingered in hearts. Picture autumn trail. Family rides to new valley, children giggling, elders quiet. Hooves press grass, line faint, years later memory strong. Road gone. The silence of roads and like city streets, steppe roads held silence. No constant crowd, no echoing stone. Only rustle of grass, creak of wheels, murmur of bells. Traveler rode alone for days, only wind and stars for company. Silence vast, road endless. Picture lone cart on horizon. Oxen pull slowly, man walks beside. Grass sways, wind hums, no voice. No noise, only road, sky, silence. Legacy of steppe road study. Paved highways cross Mongolia, but ancient trails remain in memory. Herds still move, caravans still ride, riders still gallop. Roads still vanish with wind, yet endure in tradition. The Mongol steppe road was not thunder of empire. It was whisper of hooves, sigh of wheels, murmur of bells. And in those whispers lay strength of journey. Across the Mongol steppe, where grass swayed like sea and wind carried whispers to horizon, few figures were more constant than the messenger. Alone upon horse, cloak fluttering, quiver rattling softly, messenger rode between camps, towns, markets, and courts. He carried not gold nor silk, but words, orders of Khan, blessings of family, news of births, tidings of war, promises of peace. His path unmarked, his pace steady, his voice seldom heard. Messenger lived in silence of road, breath of horse, whisper of grass. The empire stretched vast, from forests of Siberia to deserts of Persia, from rivers of China to mountains of Hungary. It was bound not only by armies, but by messengers riders, who linked distant lands with speed, discipline, endurance. They did not build empire with swords, but sustained it with hooves, carrying voice of Khan across continents. The life of a messenger messer lived between horizons. He rose at dawn, mounted horse, rode until dusk, slept beneath stars, rose again. His meals simple milk, dried curds, meat when offered. His possessions like bow, quiver, cloak, saddlebag. His duty heavy messages that could change lives, decide wars, guide empires. Yet he rode with patience, silence, steadiness, pictured on departure. Messenger adjusts saddle, ties bag, bows to family. He mounts, urges horse. Hooves press grass. Camp fades, horizon opens. Silence begins, road endless. The Yan station Sunderkans, system of Yan posts established. Every 20 or 30 miles, a station waited fresh horses, food, shelter. Messenger arrived, dismounted, handed letter, mounted new horse, rode again. Without pause message flew, in days. News crossed lands that once took months. Empire breathed through these stations, steady, silent. Imagine station at dusk. Rider arrives, cook dusty, horse sweating. Attendant runs, brings fresh mount. Rider drinks quick bowl of kumis. Mounts again, gallops onward. Behind, dust settles, ahead. Stars rise. Message moves, silence endures. The speed of hooves Mongol messengers feigned for speed. They rode night and day through snow, rain, heat, storms. Horses small but enduring, riders disciplined. Trained, one horse carried rider until breath labored, then changed. Thus, messengers crossed hundreds of miles swiftly, carrying empire's pulse. Picture summer plain. Rider gallops, mane flying, hooves drumming. He leans low, bow tied, eyes fixed. Wind lifts dust, sun burns. Yet rider endures, horse steady, horizon draws near. Messages carried, messages varied, imperial decrees sealed by Khan, orders of war, treaties of peace, but also simple words, father to son, brother to brother, bride to groom. Messenger carried both empire and family, both destiny and tenderness. Imagine letter in saddlebag, wax seal of Khan. Words inside commanding army to move, beside it, cloth, tied with knot, message from mother to son, return when grass greens. Both ride together, silent, steady. The silence of the ride, messenger rode often alone, only horse for company, only wind for voice, only stars for guide. Days passed in silence, steppe vast, horizon endless, yet loneliness softened by rhythm of hooves, breath of steed, whisper of grass. Picture midnight, rider halts, builds small fire, horse grazes nearby. He eats curds, drinks water, gazes at stars. Sky wide, silence deep, he sleeps lightly, rises. Before dawn rides again. Dangers of the roads carried, dangers wolves prowled, bandits waited, storms raged. Horses stumbled, rivers swelled, snow blinded. Messenger faced all with patience. He carried ball for defense, but often relied on speed, skill, silence. Duty demanded endurance, message above all. Imagine blizzard in winter, rider wrapped tight, snow stinging, horse stumbling. Rider leans forward, whispers encouragement, step white, wind howling, yet rider presses on. Message endures, rituals and blessings bore departure, shamans blessed messengers. Milk sprinkled on horse, prayers whispered to spirits of road. Families, bowed, offered food, talismans. Rider rode with silence, but also with blessings upon back. Picture family farewell. Shaman waves drum, sprinkles herbs, chants softly. Rider bows, mounts, rides. Behind, mother watches. Father nods ahead. Horizon calls, silence steady. The messenger and the Konevankans depended on messengers. Without them, armies uncoordinated, orders delayed, power fractured. With them, empire moved as one body, swift, strong, united. Messenger unseen yet vital, Khans praised them, yet they remained humble, riding softly across land. Imagine Genghis Khan in camp. He writes decree, seals it, messenger bows, takes letter, rides. Days later, army moves by command. Messengers hooves unseen, yet empire shifts. Night and day in the saddle, messenger often slept in saddle, leaned against horse's neck, woke with jolt of motion. Days blurred into nights, nights into days. Stars guided, sun burned, moon cooled. Time measured not by clocks, but by hooves. Picture endless ride. Rider drowsy, head nodding, horse steady. Stars will above, grass whispers below. He wakes, adjusts reins, continues. Silence never broken. Legacy of the messenger today. Paved roads and wires carry messages. But memory of messengers remains. Riders galloping, saddlebags full, empire. Breeding. They embodied endurance, silence, patience. The Mongol messenger was not roar of trumpet. He was steady beat of hooves, whisper of wind, murmur of grass. And in that murmur lay voice of empire. Across the vast Mongol steppe, life was often marked by silence, herds grazing softly, yurts standing quietly, riders moving steadily, yet at certain times and places. Silence gathered into gentle hum of voices, clink of wares, soft laughter of children. These were the markets of the steppe, gatherings where nomads and travelers met to trade, to share, to listen. Unlike crowded cities of far-off lands, markets here were open air, beneath dome of sky, shaped not by stone stalls, but by felt tents, wooden carts, and simple cloths spread upon ground. They were not places of noise, but of whispers, quiet exchanges, steady rhythms of trade. The gathering of traders' markets appeared where rivers met, where caravans rested, where pastures stretched wide. Families brought wool, meat, cheese, hides. Caravans brought silk, spices, tea, porcelain. Traders from China, Persia, Russia, and beyond met with Mongol herders, exchanging goods, stories, gestures. Markets rose in morning, glowed by midday, faded by dust. Their impermanence matched steppe itself, fleeting, yet memorable. Picture morning market. Tents rise, rugs spread, bowls filled. Camels kneel with loads, horses tied. Sheep bleat. Traders arrange goods, families approach. Sun climbs, voices murmur. Market breeze. Goods of the steppe from nomads came, wool pressed into felt, hides tanned, dairy turned to curds and butter, meat dried, bows crafted of horn and sinew, saddles tooled, bridles braided. These goods plain, yet strong, carrying life of steppe. They exchanged not only for coins, but for tea, cloth, beads, salt, things steppe could not give. Imagine stall of hides. Man displays thick furs, woman offers felt rug embroidered with clouds. Trader from China shows silk in return, bright and soft. Exchange made, both smile, bow heads, silence holds, trade complete. The caravan goods caravans brought treasures of distant silks dyed red and blue, spices with scent of far seas, porcelain gleaming, metal tools. For nomads, such goods exotic, yet not always necessary. They admired, sometimes traded livestock or furs, sometimes only listened to stories of far lands. Market was not only commerce, but curiosity. Picture Persian trader with spice chest, lifts lid, fragrance of cinnamon, pepper, saffron drifts. Children lean close, eyes wide. Mother smiles, accepts pinch in bowl. She offers cheese in return. Simple, quiet trade beneath sky. The market voice. Markets hummed with voices, but never warred. Traders bargained softly, families greeted warmly, elders spoke slowly, children laughed, dogs barked, animals bleated. It was chorus of steppe, gentle calm, silence not broken, only reshaped into harmony of life. Imagine midday market. Wind moves tense, sun bright, voices murmur, coins clink, bells jingle, yet no shout, no chaos. Only rhythm, steady calm, hospitality in trade. Trade accompanied by hospitality. Guests offered kumis, bread, cheese, deals sealed with meals, songs, handshakes. Market not place of strangers, but of neighbors, even if distant. Hospitality extended, even to foreign merchants, binding trade with trust. Picture elder pouring kumis for guest. They drink, smile, exchange goods. Around them, women laugh, children play. Market glows with warmth, not greed. Markets and festivals. Often markets joined with festivals. Wrestling, racing, music filled air. Traders paused, watched contests, clapped softly. Children competed in bone games. Women sang songs, men strummed fiddles. Trade mingled with joy. Life celebrated. Imagine summer market by river. Wrestlers grapple in dust. Fiddler plays. Dancers circle. Stalls behind. Traders smiling. Goods gleaming. Sky blue, grass swaying. Silence filled with life. The market roads of caravans led to markets. Camels swayed. Horses trotted. Carts creaked. Arrivals filled morning with color. Departures faded evening into quiet. Trails pressed into grass. Erased again by wind. Market connected by roads. Yet vanished like them temporary. Eternal picture. Sunset departure. Camels loaded. Traders wave. Families return to yurts. Dust drifts. Silence deepens. By night, plain empty, only stars above. Market gone, memory lingers. Stories of the markets carried stories, as much as goods. Traders told of seas, deserts, cities. Nomads spoke of hunts, herds, spirits, on fires. Tales exchanged, laughter shared. Market became place of listening as much as buying. Imagine evening fire after market. Merchant tells of Baghdad's domes. Nomad speaks of wolf hunt. Children listen, eyes wide. Stars shine, silence deep. Words traded like treasures. Ritual and respect even in trade. Rituals held. First sale blessed. Milk sprinkled upon ground. Elders gave thanks, prayed for safe journeys. Trade seen as exchange blessed by spirits, not only men. Balance of giving and taking honored. Picture dawn market prayer. Shaman sprinkles milk near tent, chants softly. Traders bow heads. Wind stirs cloth. Market begins, silence steady. Legacy of steppe market stade. Bazaars in Mongolia echo old markets felt rugs. Dairy, wool traders, laughter. Caravans gone, yet stalls still rise. Voices still murmur, kumis still poured. Beneath modern tents, ancient rhythm endures. The Mongol market was not roar of crowd. It was murmur of trade, whisper of spice, sigh of felt, and in that murmur lay soul of community. Life on the steppe flowed with rhythm of seasons, whispers of wind, murmur of rivers. Yet within this steady silence, there were days when joy rose like fire, when camps gathered, when voices sang together. These were the festivals of the Mongol world, times of wrestling, racing, archery, music, and feasts. They were not deafening carnivals of cities, but circles of quiet joy beneath open sky. Laughter rose, but softly, contests fierce. Yet steady songs filled air, carried gently by wind. Festivals bound clans, honored spirits, celebrated life. The gathering festivals began with gathering. Families rode in from valleys, caravans halted, yurts pitched near rivers or meadows. Herds grazed nearby, dogs barked, children ran. Soon wide, plain dotted with tents, smoke curling, banners fluttering. Elders greeted, guests welcomed, shamans blessed. Circle of life expanded, silence reshaped into harmony. Picture summer meadow. Dozens of yurts ring field, horses tied, fires glowing, children chase each other, women arrange rugs, men greet with embraces. Air hums softly, festival begins. Wrestling, the strength of silence. Eat heart of festival stood wrestling. Men grappled, bare-chested, clad in short trousers, arms locked. They bowled before match, raised arms like birds, then embraced after. Contest fierce, yet without anger. Strength tested, respect shown. Crowd silent but for soft claps. Elders' voice announcing. Victor. Imagine dusty field. Two wrestlers circle, muscles tense. They clash, dust rising. Silence deep, only grunts heard. One falls, other bows, lifts arms. Crowd claps softly, smiles. Contest ends, respect endures. Horse racing. The gallop of youth horses raced across plains, often ridden by children, light and fearless. Riders leaned low, urged steeds. Hooves drummed softly. Crowd waited. Dust shimmered. Finish approached. Victors honored with songs. Horses praised as much as riders. Picture long race. Dozens of ponies gallop. Children shouting, hair streaming. Horizon wide, dust clouds rise. Families watch. Shading eyes, murmuring encouragement. At finish, boy dismounts, pats horse, smiles. Elders embrace him, horse draped in cloth. Archery. The whisper of arrows, archers lined, bows drawn, targets distant. Strings pulled, arrows loosed, flight silent, strike steady. Contest tested patience. Eye hand, crowd watched in silence, then murmured approval. Archery honored as art, as prayer, as memory of hunts and wars. Imagine midday contest. Sun bright. Archers kneel, arrows notched. Release soft whistle. Thud in target. Judge nods, crowd claps. Contest continues. Silence holds. Songs and music, festivals filled with music. Fiddlers strummed horsehead fiddles, singers raised voices. Songs told of ancestors, heroes, loves, journeys. Children danced, women hummed, men clapped softly. Music drifted beyond field, carried by breeze. Night deepened, stars brightened. Songs lingered, picture evening fire. Fiddler plays, bow slow, tune low. Woman sings, voice gentle. Men join, chorus rising. Children dance in circle, elders smile, stars glow. Silence filled with song, feasts and sharing, feasts prepared. Sheep roasted, kettles boiled, kumis poured. Guests seated, food passed, bowls lifted, elders blessed. Shamans sprinkled milk, families ate together. Feasts not gluttony, but gratitude. Sharing itself sacred. Imagine dusk meal. Smoke drifts. Meat carved, bread passed. Children eat quickly, elders slowly. Cups raised, words of thanks spoken. Camp glows with warmth, silence steady. Games of children to celebrated races on ponies. Bone games, singing contests. They laughed, ran, played. Their joy carried across plain, yet even laughter soft folded into rhythm of step. Childhood honored as future of clan. Picture boys clacking ankle bones. Girls singing song, toddlers riding foals. Laughter rises, breeze carries. Adults watch, smiles gentle. Festival holds all ages. Ritual and blessing, festivals began and ended with rituals. Shamans prayed, lifted banners, sprinkled milk, spirits honored. Ancestors remembered, sky thanked. Joy bound with gratitude, contests with reverence. Silence framed celebration. As always, imagine morning ritual. Shaman beats drum, smoke rises, banners flutter, families bow heads. When song ends, contests begin. At night, closing prayer given. Fires dimmed, festival complete, balance kept. The night festival at night, festival glowed. Fires ringed field, fiddles strummed, songs rose. Stars vast, moon silver, voices murmured. Families gathered, embraced, told stories. Night festival not roar, but dream soft, eternal. Picture midnight meadow, horses resting, yurts glowing, fires flickering. Music drifts, children asleep, elders whisper, above, stars endless. Silence deep, festival becomes memory. Legacy of festivals today. Nalam in Mongolia continues wrestling, racing, archery, songs, feasts. Ancient rhythm preserved, ancient silence echoed. Steppe festivals remain circles of joy beneath sky. The Mongol festival was not thunder of crowd. It was murmur of songs, whisper of arrows, sigh of wind in banners, and in that murmur lay joy of community. On the Mongol steppe, where sky stretched eternal, and herds grazed like rivers of life, no one lived entirely alone. Beyond single family and beyond single camp stood the clan, the quiet, steady network of kinship that bound people together. Clans were circles larger than hearth, older than memory, wider than pasture. They carried names, lineages, songs, and traditions. To belong to clan was to be held by invisible hands. To know that in wide silence of grasslands, one was never lost. The web of kinship clans were woven from families, brothers, cousins, uncles, elders, children. Kinship stretched across valleys, sometimes across nations. Marriage linked clans together, alliances built through shared blood. When herds needed pasture, clans negotiated. When hunts began, clans rode together. When feasts held, clans sat in circles, names remembered. Picture summer gathering. Dozens of yurts form wider circle. Fires smoke, herds graze, elders greet, children play, voices soft, laughter gentle, bonds renewed. Silence of steppe filled with kinship's hum. The elders, Rolit heart of clan stood elders, they carried memory who was son of whom, where pastures lay, when migrations occurred. Elders gave advice, blessed marriages, judged disputes, their voices not loud but steady trusted. To disobey elder was unthinkable, to follow was natural. Imagine dusk fire, elder sits, hair white, eyes calm, he speaks slowly, children lean. Close, when I was boy we moved here and here, this pasture belongs to us still. His words settle, silence holds, clan nods. Shared pastures, shared herds, clans shared not only blood, but land. Pastures rotated, rivers divided fairly, herds mingled, wealth measured in animals, but survival measured in cooperation. A family alone could starve, a clan together endured. When wolves attacked, men rode together. When snow deep, families shared. Picture winter storm, snow high, winds fierce, herds scattered. Men of clan ride, gather animals, drive them together. Women prepare fires, share food, children sleep safe. Clan breeze, silence of steppe softened by unity. Marriage and alliance marriages often linked clans, weaving wider bonds. Bride rode with gifts, groom's family greeted with feast, songs. Son, rituals held, elders blessed. Marriage not only of two, but of many. Two clans joined in kinship. Imagine wedding day, bride rides white horse, veil fluttering. Groom waits, clan gathered, elder sprinkles milk, fiddler plays. Laughter rises, fire glows, clan strengthened. Silence of steppe embraces. Feasts and councils, clans met in feasts and councils. Feasts filled with wrestling songs, cumus, councils filled with decisions where to move, when to fight, how to share. Council not roar of argument, but murmur of voices, slow nods. Steady conclusions, silence respected, each voice heard. Picture, council at dawn, elders sit in circle, fires smoking, men speak slowly, women listen. Decisions reached without haste, horses neigh, herds graze. Sun rises, clan breathes together. The children of the clan children belonged not only to parents, but to clan. All watched, all taught, all cared. A bull might ride with uncle, a girl learn with aunt. Children of one family play with another. Laughter echoed across camp, but always under watchful eyes of kin. Childhood was not solitary, but shared. Imagine, spring day, dozens of children chase lambs, roll in grass, laugh. Mothers sit nearby, weaving rugs, smiling. Fathers ride past, wave, clan gathers youth together. Silence filled with joy. Stories and songs of lineage, clans preserve memory through stories and songs. Elders recited ancestors' names. Poets sang of heroes, shamans chanted of spirits. Children repeated, learned by heart. Lineage lived not on paper, but in voice, memory, rhythm. Picture night gathering, fire glows, fiddler strums. Elder begins, your great-grandfather rode with Khan, your grandmother blessed hunts. Children listen, repeat, songs drift, stars. Listen, clan memory carried forward. Protection and justice, clans gave protection. If one wronged, clan defended. If one sick, clan cared. Disputes settled within, justice measured not by sword alone, but by word of elder. Unity guarded against isolation. Fairness guarded against anger. Imagine shepherd robbed by strangers. Clan gathers, rides to demand return. Words spoken, items restored. No war, no chaos. Clan stands, silence of steppe preserved. Death and mourning, when death came, clan mourned together. Yurt filled with visitors, food offered, songs sung. Elders guided rituals. Shamans prayed, families wept. Clan stood as one, holding grief, carrying memory. No one buried alone, clan always present. Picture funeral, hilltop quiet, wind steady. Family bows, clan surrounds, fire smolders, smoke rises. Elder speaks, he rides now with ancestors. Silence deep, clan united. The eternal clan generations passed, but clan endured. Names changed, yurts moved, herds shifted, yet bonds remained. Children grew, married, became elders, clan continued. Circle unbroken. Today, Mongolian families still remember clans, still gather in feasts, still honor lineages. Clan lives not only in blood but in memory, tradition, silence. The Mongol clan was not thunder of armies. It was murmur of elders, laughter of children, sigh of wind in yurts. And in that murmur lay strength of community. On the Mongol steppe, where horizons stretched without walls, and the wind moved endlessly, the figure of the mother stood at heart of life. She was keeper of yurt, guardian of fire, teacher of children, guide of clan. Her hands milked mares, wove felt, stirred cauldrons, lifted children, steadied husbands. She moved quietly, yet her presence shaped everything. Without her, camp silent and broken. With her, camp alive and steady. Mothers of the steppe were strength and softness, patience. In silence, endurance in every season. The keeper of the yurt was more than shelter. It was hearth, temple, home. And it was mother who raised it piece by piece. She bent wooden poles, stretched felt covers, tied ropes, placed hearth at center. Each move of camp depended on her. Her knowledge passed from mother to daughter. Each knot remembered, each step repeated. Picture spring camp. Men drive herds, children chase foals, mother raises yurt. Her hands swift, movement steady. Soon smoke rises, hearth glows, rugs laid. Family enters, warmth spreads, silence broken by life's hum. Hands of herd, and dairy mothers milk mares, goats, cows. From milk they churn butter. Dried curds brewed kumis. Dairy became foundation of diet, nourishment of family. Her hands never still, morning to night, tending, shaping, preparing. Herds fed bodies, mothers fed hearts. Imagined on task, woman kneels beside mare, foal tied nearby. She milks calmly, bowl filling. Later she stirs curds, children nibble, men ride out. Camp alive. Silence steady. The teacher of children, mothers taught first lessons, songs of ancestors, prayers to spirits, skills of hand. Children sat by her loom, listened to her voice, learned patience by her side. She guided daughters in weaving, sons in tending. Her words soft yet lasting, shaping generations. Picture evening, mother sings lullaby, child drifts to sleep. Daughter watches her weave rug. Son plays with wooden bow, words gentle, rhythm steady. Silence of steppe filled with mother's voice. The quiet strength, life on steppe, harsh storms, hunger, war. Mothers carried weight without complaint. They endured hunger so children could eat, wrapped children in furs during storms, guided families through loss. Their strength quiet, unseen, yet essential. Imagine winter storm. Wind howls. Snow deep. Mother tends fire, feeds children, calms animals. Her face steady, her voice soft. Outside chaos, inside warmth. Clan survives by her care. The partner in life. Men rode far, hunted, fought. Mothers kept balance. They greeted husbands with warmth, counseled in decisions, managed herds in absence. Partnership steady, respectful. Women not hidden but central. Their advice valued, their voices heard. Picture night in yurt. Father returns, weary. Mother pours bowl, listens to words, offers counsel. Fire glows, children sleep. Their bond steady, silence shared. Rituals and blessings. Mothers played roles in rituals, blessing new yurts, welcoming births, preparing feasts, singing at weddings. Their voices carried prayers. Their hands lifted offerings. They spoke to spirits. Through songs kept balance of hearth. Imagine wedding feast. Bride enters yurt. Mother sprinkles milk, sings blessing. Guests smile, bride bows. Groom nods. Fire glows, silence filled with ritual. Songs of the mothers, many songs honored mothers. Poets praised their patience, fiddlers strummed of their care. Children sang lullabies back when grown, remembering hands that fed, voices that calmed. Mothers became memory itself, woven into song of steppe. Picture fiddler at festival. He sings softly, her hands are grass that never tires, her voice the wind that soothes my fires. Beneath her gaze I find my rest, in her silence I am blessed. Mourning and memory when mothers passed, clans mourned deeply. Yurts filled with visitors, food offered, songs sung. Elders spoke of her care, children remembered her songs. Burial marked not only death, but gratitude for life she gave. Picture funeral dawn, family gathered, smoke rising, children weeping softly, elders chanting prayers. Hill quiet, sky wide. Memory of mother stronger than silence. The eternal mother generations passed, but figure of mother endured. From raising yurts to teaching songs, from milking mares to blessing fires. Mothers carried life of steppe, their presence eternal, their strength endless. Today, Mongolian mothers still raise yurts, churn dairy, sing lullabies. Modern life changes, yet their hands steady, their voices soft. The hearth still theirs. Silence still theirs. The Mongol mother was not thunder of command. She was warmth of hearth, murmur of song, patience of hands. And in that murmur lay eternity of steppe. On the Mongol steppe, where grass rolled endless and sky arched wide, the figure of the father stood as steady guide. If the mother was hearth and hands, the father was rider and horizon. He carried bow, tended herds, led caravans, guarded camp. His words often few, but his presence constant, shaping silence into strength. Fathers did not shout, they showed. They did not boast, they guided. Their lives written not in stone, but in tracks of hooves, in lines of herds, in quiet enders. Passed to children. The keeper of herds' fathers watch herds with patience. They rose before dawn, saddled horses, rode to rivers, circled pastures. They counted flocks, whistled to dogs, scanned horizon for wolves. Herds were wealth, survival, life, and fathers guarded them with steady eyes, quiet strength. Picture morning ride. Father gallops across plain, wind cold, sun low. He halts, scans herd grazing, counts slowly. Dog barks, horses snort. Father nods, turns horse. Silence of steppe broken only by hooves. The hunter's path. Fathers hunted not for sport, but for need. They tracked deer, chased gazelle, trapped fox. Hunts taught sons skill, patience, respect. Father loosed arrow, whispered thanks, shared meat. His bow spoke quietly, his lessons louder than words. Imagine autumn hillside. Father kneels, points to hoof prints. Son leans close, nods. Later, deer rises, arrow flies, animal falls. Father bows head, son imitates. Hunt ends in gratitude, silence. Deep, the rider and the guide. Fathers guided journeys. When camp moved, he chose path, watched sky, read wind. He led carts, rode first, steadied line. His horse knew trails, his eyes judged rivers, mountains. Family trusted his judgment. Followed silently. Picture caravan at dawn, horses loaded, yurts packed, carts creaking. Father rides front, cloak fluttering. Behind him, family follows, herds trail. Step wide, silence steady, road known. The teacher of sons and daughters. Fathers taught not only boys, but all children. He showed sons to ride, to shoot, to herd. He showed daughters to guide animals, to respect land, to stand strong. Lessons simple, shown in action. Child followed, father watched, correction gentle. Picture evening camp. Son aims bow, misses target. Father smiles, adjusts hand, nods. Daughter leads horse, trips on rope. Father steadies. Chose not, children learn. Father silent, patience. Endless. The quiet protector in storms. Fathers checked ropes, waited yurts, guarded herds. In danger, they rode first, faced wolves, met raiders. In disputes, they calmed voices, settled with reason. His protection quiet, often unseen, but always present. Imagine winter gale, wind howls, felt shakes. Father outside, tying ropes, snow stinging inside, family warm. Later he enters. Frost upon beard, children cheer, mother smiles. Camp safe, silence deep. Words few, weight heavy. Fathers seldom spoke long. Their words brief, chosen carefully. Yet when spoken, all listened. Advice guided, blessing carried, rebuke remembered. Words like arrows hew, precise, lasting. Picture dust fire. Family gathered, children chatter. Father speaks once, Tomorrow we move east. Silence falls, decision settled, no debate, no noise. His word enough, rituals of fatherhood. Fathers held roles in rituals, naming children, blessing hunts, leading offerings. He sprinkled milk to fire, lifted child to sky, rode around camp with banner. Rituals, steady binding, his presence made. Circle complete, imagine newborn in arms. Father lifts child, whispers name, sprinkles milk. Family bows heads, fire glows. Child welcomed, silence sacred. Songs of father spots sang of fathers as riders, hunters, guides. Songs praised their patience, their silence, their endurance. Not thunder's heroes, but steadied pillars. Children remembered in song, past memory onward. Picture fiddler at night. He sings softly, he rides before, his shadow long, he guards. Our sleep, our herds, our song, in silence deep, his strength is shown in steps wide breath. His love is known. Age and the elder father with age, fathers slowed, handed tasks to sons. Guided with memory, they sat by fire, told stories. Of hunts, of journeys, of cons, their words carried weight of years. Their silence carried even more. Clan honored them, children listened, legacy endured. Picture elder father, beard white, hands wrinkled, eyes sharp still. He sits by fire, sons and daughters at side. He speaks slowly, smiles gently, outside step silent, inside memory alive. Legacy of fathers generations past, but figure of father endured. From dawn rides to dusk councils, from hunts to rituals. His quiet strength bound family, clan empire. He spoke little, worked much, guided always. Today Mongolian fathers still ride, herd, hunt, guide. Modern life changes, yet silence of step carries their presence still. The Mongol father was not thunder of command. He was strength of horizon, murmur of bow, patience of rider. And in that patience lay eternity of step. On the Mongol steppe, beneath the endless dome of sky and across the rolling waves of grass, the laughter and footsteps of children gave rhythm to silence. They were not yet riders of armies, nor keepers of herds, nor makers of law, but they carried tomorrow in their small hands, in their bright eyes, in their simple gaze. The steppe could be harsh, its winters fierce, its summers dry, but within its wide embrace, children grew with freedom. Their lives unfolded not within walls of stone, but beneath open sky. Beside yurts, among animals, and in care of clan, every child was a promise. Every child a continuation of silence shaped into life. First steps and first words. First steps of a child were celebrated like victories. Families gathered, laughter rose. Prayers whispered, elders sprinkled milk to bless. Mothers held close, fathers smiled. Each step not only movement, but symbol that tomorrow would walk as today did. First words spoken became song within yurt, treasured and repeated by siblings. Picture spring yurt. Child takes first step across rug. Siblings clap, mother laughs. Father lifts child high. Elder sprinkles milk near fire, whispers blessing. Silence filled with joy. Childhood by the herd. Children grew among animals. They learned to call sheep, to pet foals, to follow calves. Their games often with herds, chasing lions, riding goats, imitating riders. Herds were both playground and teacher, teaching patience, care, strength. Imagine boy chasing lamb in meadow, laughing as it darts away. Sister balances on pony, clinging to mane, hair streaming. Herds graze calmly skywide, laughter drifting into silence. Learning the Horsean step, horse not only animal, but companion. Children learned to ride almost before they walked. Fathers placed sons on saddles, mothers steadied daughters. Small hands clutched manes, small feet kicked gently. Falls came, but laughter followed, lessons absorbed. Picture summer noon. Boy astride pony wobbling. Father trots beside, hand on rope. Boy grins, urges pony forward, falls gently into grass. He rises, dusts, mounts again. Silence holds, patience steady. Games and play. Children's games simple yet joyful. They played with ankle bones of sheep, tossing, stacking, racing. They raced on foot, climbed hills, slid on ice in winter. Games imitated adult life, shooting toy bows, pretending to herd. Play not noise, but murmur of future. Imagine winter river frozen. Children strap bones to boots, skate across ice, shrieking. Laughter. Mothers watch, fathers smile, dogs chase. Sun low, air crisp, step silent but for joy of play. Songs and story. Children learned songs at hearth. Mothers sang lullabies. Elders told tales of heroes. Shamans whispered myths. Children repeated, voices high, songs drifting into night. Stories not entertainment alone, but memory of clan, heritage of land. Picture night yurt. Fire glows, mother sings, baby drowses. Elder tells tale of wolf spirit. Children wide-eyed, outside. Wind hums, stars shine. Story continues. Silence deep, learning. Work from early years. Children shared tasks. Boys herded sheep, fetched water, gathered dung for fires. Girls milked animals. Wove small rugs, carried wood. Work not burden, but training, woven into play, shaping patience. Imagined on shore, boy drives goats from pen, sister milks mare, younger child gathers sticks. Sun rises, fire smokes, family stirs. Work done, laughter returns, silence steady, guidance. From clan, children raised not only by parents, but by clan. Uncles taught writing, aunts weaving, cousins played, grandparents guided. Childhood communal, safe within circle of kinship. If one child fell, many hands lifted. Pictures summer festival. Dozens of children play bone games. Elders watch, mothers laugh. One boy stumbles, others help. Clan smiles, silence filled with care. Rituals of childhood. Rituals marked growth. Naming at birth, first haircut, first ride. Each honored with milk sprinkled, songs sung, prayers whispered. Childhood scene not trivial, but sacred path toward adulthood. Imagine first ride ritual. Boy placed on pony, elders sing, father leads, mother sprinkles milk. Clan cheers softly, boy smiles. Sky vast, road ahead, silence wraps ceremony. The child's curiosity. Children asked questions of stars. Rivers, mountains. They tugged father's sleeve, touched mother's loom, pointed at sky. Answers came softly, patiently. Curiosity encouraged, for tomorrow's riders needed knowledge. Picture evening. Girl asked elder, why stars move. Elder smiles, tells tale of hunter and bear in sky. Girl nods, repeats softly. Silence of step carries story forward. Children as tomorrow. Every child reminder that silence of step would not end. They grew, learned, became riders, mothers, fathers, in them. Cycles of seasons, clans, empires continued. They were tomorrow. Walking softly upon grass. Picture twilight. Children chase foals, laughter fading as stars rise. Parents watch, elders smile. Tomorrow already moving, quietly, patiently. Legacy of children taught. Mongolian children still ride ponies, play ankle, bone games, sing songs. Laughter still echoes across plains, stories still whispered. Childhood unchanged, eternal. The Mongol child was not thunder of future. They were laughter of lamp chase, murmur of lullaby, whisper of first step, and in that whisper lay eternity of step. On the Mongol steppe, where silence stretched wider than rivers, and sky arched higher than mountains, there lived the elders, the keepers of memory, guardians of stories, witnesses of countless seasons. Their hair whitened like snow upon peaks. Their voices softened like wind at dusk, yet their presence carried weight heavier than armies. Elders were the roots of clan, holding past steady so future could grow. Their words shaped decisions. Their blessings guarded journeys. Their songs carried memory of generations. In a world where grass erased trails and wind scattered tracks, elders preserved paths that silence could not. The seat by the fire within each yurt, the elder sat near hearth. Not always at center of chores, no longer strong for riding long gaze, but steady, calm, present. Children brought bowls, women offered food, men sought advice. Fire flickered upon lined face, smoke curled upward as if carrying his breath to sky. Picture winter night. Storm howls outside, snow deep. Inside, fire glows. Elder sits wrapped in cloak. Children gather, ask stories. He smiles, begins slowly. Outside chaos, inside memory. Keeper of names, elders remembered names stretching far back, who begot whom, where families moved, which clans allied. Lineage not written, but spoken, sung, remembered. Without elders, names forgotten. With them, memory unbroken. Imagine does counsel. Men debate, unsure whose pasture lies where. Elder raises hand, voice soft. Your grandfather grazed there, and his before him. That land ours still. Silence falls, dispute ends, memory guides. The storyteller elders told stories of ancestors, heroes, spirits. Round fire, they spoke of Genghis Khan's youth, of wolves who guided, of eagles who blessed. Children wide-eyed, the adults quiet. Story not mere entertainment, but living bridge to past. Picture summer evening, camp quiet, herds lowing. Elder lifts voice, fiddler strums softly. He tells of Khan lost in forest, saved by bird. Children lean forward, women smile, men nod. Story flows, silence listens. The singer of songs elders sang. Voices cracked but steady, songs of childhood, of lost loves, of victories, of sorrow. Songs drifted across steppe, carried by wind, remembered by young. Their singing not performance, but preservation, words held across centuries. Imagine autumn feast, fires glow, wrestlers rest, fiddles play. Elder lifts song slow and deep, all fall silent, listen. Stars above, grass sways, memory alive. Counsel and judgment when disputes arose. Elders settled, their wisdom not in law books, but in years lived. Storms endured, choices made. People trusted their judgment, accepted their decisions. To ignore elders' word was to break harmony of clan. Picture council circle. Two men argue, overheard, lost. Elder listens, nods, waits. Then he speaks. The sheep graze here first, the fault lies there. Men bow, accept. Clan breathes calm again, blessings, and rituals. Elders gave blessings before hunts, before marriages, before journeys. They sprinkled milk, raised hands, whispered prayers. Their blessings not loud, but carried weight of generations, believed, to guard against misfortune. Imagine wedding morning, bride weeps softly, leaving family. Elder lifts bowl, sprinkles milk, blesses her path. She smiles, mounts horse, rides, clan cheers. Silence filled with memory. The grandchildren's laughter on. Elders, children gathered constantly. They brought energy, laughter, mischief. Elders smiled, laughed softly, corrected gently. They told riddles, talked bone games, hummed lullabies. Children learned patience from their silence, joy from their stories. Picture spring meadow. Elder sits upon rug. Children toss bones, laugh. He claps slowly, tells riddle. Children guess, shout eagle. Sun warm, grass green, silence carried in joy. Age and acceptance. Elders did not fear age. Wrinkles seen as honor, white hair as blessing. They accepted slowing steps, weak hands, soft voices. Their strength now memory, their task now teaching. Death approached not with fear, but with calm as passage to ancestors. Imagine old woman by fire, her hands tremble, yet she weaves rug slowly. Granddaughter watches, learning, rug imperfect, yet precious. Memory woven, silence steady. Death of an elder. When elder passed, clan mourned deeply. Yurt filled with visitors, food shared, stories retold. Funeral upon hill, cairn raised, prayers whispered. Elders believed to ride with ancestors, watching from sky. Their memory lived in songs, in stories, in every fire lit. Picture funeral at dawn. Hill quiet, wind steady, clan gathered, heads bowed, elders cloak folded, horse led, prayers sung. Smoke rises, soul carried, silence eternal, memory. Strong. Legacy of the older generations past. Elders replaced by those once children. Circle unbroken, memory carried. Steppe lived not by writing but by memory, not by monuments, but by elders' words. Without them, history lost. With them, eternity preserved. Today, Mongolian elders still sit by fire, tell stories, Bless weddings. Guide families. Modern life shifts, but memory endures. Elders remain quiet roots of steppe. The Mongol elder was not thunder of command. They were murmur of story, sigh of song, whisper of blessing. And in that whisper lay eternity of steppe. Across the Mongol steppe, life did not gather in stone towns or brick walls, but in circles of felt and wood. The camps. These were not permanent cities. Yet for nomads they were stronger than towers. A camp was a circle of yurts, herds grazing. Nearby, smoke rising into air, laughter and stories weaving between fires. Camp shifted with seasons, moved with herds, rose at dawn and vanished by dusk, leaving only faint marks upon grass. But for those who lived within them, they were centers of life, memory, and belonging. The circle of yurts camps formed circles or half-moons. Elders' yurts placed at center or higher ground. Families arranged around them, herds nearby, fires, smoke, dogs barked, children played. Circle not only shape of camp, but symbol of unity. Each family linked, each yurt part of whole. Picture Summer Valley. A ring of white yurts gleams beneath sun. Smoke curling upward, horses tied outside. Sheep bleat, goats nibble, children run between tents, dogs wag tails. Circle alive, silence of steppe softened by hum of life. The daily rhythm camp breathed with rhythm. At dawn fires lit, smoke rose, herds driven to pasture. By noon women churned milk. Men rode to check herds, children played. At dusk herds returned, fires glowed, stories told. Night deepened, dogs kept watch, stars arched above. Camp quiet, eternal, imagine dawn. Mother lights hearth, smoke drifts, father saddles horse, children yawn. Herds driven out, bells jingling. Sun rises, camp wakes. Silence of night replaced by murmurs of life. The camp and the seasons camps moved with seasons. In spring, riversides, chosen, grass tender. In summer, high valleys cooler, flowers blooming. In autumn, sheltered lowlands, herds facking. In winter, protected valleys, yurts heavy with felt, fires strong, each move guided by elders, decided in council. Carried out by families. Picture winter camp. Yurts close, felt thick, smoke constant. Snow piled outside, animals sheltered. Families huddle, fires roar. Silence deep yet warm. Camp endures, circle steady. Work within the camp. Each member of camp had tasks. Women milked, wove, cooked. Men herded, hunted, built, children gathered. Dung for fuel, carried water, washed lands. Elders guided, blessed, told stories. Work steady, unending, yet shared circle of tasks, circle of care. Imagine a day. Women outside yurts rolling felt, men repairing saddles, children leading foals, elder humming song, sun high. Camp alive, grass sways, silence steady. The camp and hospitality's pity sacred. Guest entered camp, always welcomed, bowl of kumis offered, rug spread, stories shared. Stranger became friend, friend became kin. Camps not closed, but open doors never locked, fires always warm. Picture evening guest, rider approaches, dust rising, dogs bark, children run, family greets, pours kumis, sets meat, guest smiles. Bows, inside yurt, laughter rises, silence softens. Rituals of the camp sacred in rituals, fires sprinkled with milk, yurts blessed at raising, festivals held in open fields, weddings, funerals, births all circled within camp, life marked by ceremonies, silence framed by prayer. Imagine wedding, bride's yurt decorated, fiddler plays, elders chant, families feast. Children laugh, banners wave, camp glows with joy, sky listens. Danger and protection camps also places of defense, dogs guarded edges. Men rode patrol, horses tied near. At night, ears sharp, eyes steady. Yet circle itself gave safety, no one alone, each protected by all. Picture night watch. Dogs growl, riders circles edge, stars bright. Inside, children sleep, mothers rest. Fires glow, silence deep. Camp steady. The moving camp when pastures ended. Camp moved, yurts folded, carts loaded, herds driven. Circle vanished from plain. Grass rose again. Only fake tracks remained, erased soon by wind, yet circle reformed in new valley, unchanged, eternal. Imagine morning departure. Women fold felt, men harness oxen, children gather lands. By noon, plain empty, by dusk, new camp rises, smoke curls. Circle moves, silence follows. The camp as memory camps carried memory. Children remembered first games, couples first homes, elders countless seasons. Though roots shifted, circle endured. Wherever camp rose, it felt sane, familiar, steady. Camp was not place, but patterned circle of belonging, circle of silence. Picture autumn dusk. Elder gazes at yurts glowing in sunset. He murmurs, "This is how it always was, how it will always be." Silence answers. Steppe nods. Legacy of the camp today. Mongolian families still raise yurts, form circles, share tasks. Modern roads and towns exist, yet camps remain. They carry ancient rhythm, eternal silence. The Mongol camp was not roar of city. It was murmur of fire, sigh of herd, laughter of children. And in that murmur lay eternity of steppe. The Mongol steppe, vast and boundless, gave rise not only to families, herds and camps, but also to an empire so wide it touched seas and deserts, forests and mountains, kingdoms and cities. Yet though armies thundered and kings commanded, the empire itself was built not only on conquest, but on quiet order. Beneath endless horizons, rules were spoken, messengers rode, markets thrived, and clans united. The empire was as much silence as storm, as much patience as power. From clan to nation the empire grew, from circles of yurts, from clans bound in loyalty to Khan. Small herds became great armies, small councils became grand Kurultai, where decisions made beneath open sky bound half the world. Yet still, rhythm of clan and camp lingered. Even vast empire carried heart of nomad circle. Picture Kurultai plain. Thousands gather, yurts form sea of white, banners ripple, horses neigh. Khan sits before altars, voices murmur, decisions made. No palace walls, only horizon. Silence enfolds authority. The law of the steppe, the Yasat heart of empire lay. Yasa, law of Khan, spoken, remembered, followed. It guided justice, trade, war, family. It punished theft, rewarded loyalty, respected elders. Law carried not in books, but in memory. Breath of messengers, voices of judges. Imagine judgment. Two men argue, Khan listens. Elder recites, Yasa, voices hush. Decision made, punishment fair, men bold, accept. Empire preserved by words, not noise. The messengers and roads empire breathed through roads, stations, riders. Messages carried swiftly, from China to Persia, from steppes to seas. Riders gallop day and night, stations ready with fresh horses. Food, shelter. In weeks, news crossed continents. The empire's silence bound by hooves and breath. Picture Duskian station. Messenger arrives, horse steaming. Attendant brings new steed. Leather past, rider departs. Behind him, dust drifts. Ahead, empire awaits. Silence steady, road endless. Markets of the empire, markets thrived under peace. Caravan safe, goods flowing, silks from east, glass from west. Spices from south, furs from north. Markets filled with voices, yet never roared. They hummed with soft trade, quiet exchange, trust kept by order. Picture desert caravan. Camels sway, bells jingle. Market at oasis glows, rugs spread, goods laid. Traders bowl, goods passed, humus poured. Empire's wealth murmurs across horizon. Armies and silence, thou known for thunder of hooves. Mongol armies also carried silence. They moved swiftly, disciplined, coordinated. Orders whispered, signals given, attacks precise. Behind victories lay patience, quiet planning, listening to wind and land. Imagine dawn battlefield. Grass wet, sky pale. Army waits, horses snored, men silent. Khan lifts hand, signal given. Arrows loose, hooves thunder. Silence broken only by wind. Empire expands. Cities of the steppe, even cities of empire, reflected silence. Karakorum, capital, rose not with marble towers, but with wooden halls, markets, temples. It welcomed traders, priests, scholars, yet beyond walls, grass stretched, yurts stood, herds grazed, city part of steppe. Not apart. Picture Karakorum Day, market busy, monks chant, smith's hammer, yet outside, herds graze, wind blows horizon wide. City hums, steppe breeze, faith and tolerance, empire wide enough for many faiths, Buddhists, Muslims, Christians, shamans. All allowed, all respected. Temples, mosques, churches rose side by side. Empire carried silence of tolerance, rare in world. Imagine prayer hall. Monk chants, imam bows, priest lifts hand, shaman beats drum, all within empire, all beneath sky, outside, grass sways. Wind hums, silence greater than difference. The Kurultai, circle of power, great decisions made in Kurultai, elections of Khan, declarations of campaigns, clans gathered, banners raised, bowls of kumis lifted. Yet unlike palaces, no stone throne, only open plain, endless sky, authority humble, eternal. Picture Kurultai evening, fires glow, voices murmur, Khan chosen, elders bow, warriors cheer softly. Above, stars infinite. Empire sworn beneath silence of heavens, the empire's fragility, the vast empire fragile. Families moved, clans disputed, heirs quarreled. Silence of order, sometimes broken by noise of ambition. Yet always horizon reminded, empire built upon patience, not only force. Imagine dying Khan, sons gather, argue, elder lifts hand, silence returns, decision made slowly, empire sways. Yet circle endures, legacy of the empire, generations past. Empire divided, lands lost, cities faded, yet memory endured. Roads once crossed by riders numb, modern highways. Markets still hum, names of Khans remembered. Empire gone, steppe silent still. The Mongol Empire was not only roar of conquest, was whisper of law, murmur of trade, sigh of wind upon banners. And in those whispers lay order beneath horizons. The Mongol steppe holds more than grass, more than herds, more than wind. It holds memory. Memory not carved in marble, not etched in stone, but carried in songs, in stories, in whispers of wind. In footprints of hooves erased and renewed. Memory lies in rivers that still murmur, in mountains that still stand, in skies that still arch, in silence that still endures. To walk upon steppe is to step upon echoes, quiet but eternal. Memory, in the land each valley remembers camps, each hill recalls watchfires, each river carries songs once sung. Grass rises where battles fought, yet no scars remain, only silence. Land does not boast of past, it carries it gently, like mother carrying child. Picture autumn plain, wind moves softly. Grass sways. No trace of armies once passed, no sign of Khans once camped, yet silence hums with presence, unseen but felt. Steppe remembers. Memory in the yurts moved, though felt folded, their memory remained, rugs worn by feet, poles touched by hands, hearth blackened by smoke, all carried family's story. Yurt dismantled, but memory folded with it, raised again in new valley. Imagine winter evening, family sits by fire, yurt walls glowing, elder tells tale of past journey, children listen. Eyes bright, yurt holds warmth, holds memory, silence wraps. All. Memory in the clans preserved memory through names, songs, counsels. Ancestors remembered not by statues, but by words. Elders spoke, children listened, lineage lived. Memory moved like herds, never fixed, always flowing, yet always present. Picture council dusk. Elders sit, fire smokes. One recites names back 10 generations. Children repeat softly, commit to heart. Clan nods, silence holds. Memory safe. Memory in the songs carried empire, families. Lives, fiddles strummed long notes, voices sang. Of heroes, mothers, fathers, riders. Songs drifted across plains, carried by wind, remembered by stars. Even when singers gone, songs remained, whispered by memory itself. Imagine summer festival. Fiddler plays, elder sings, crowd silent. Song tells of Khan, of rider, Of mother? Children repeat refrain. Stars glow, grass sways. Memory lingers in tune. Memory in the spirits. Hammond said spirits carried memory of land. Spirits of mountains watched. Rivers whispered. Wind sighed. Offerings made. Prayers whispered. Songs sung to honor memory. Spirits not distant, but woven into daily life. Picture dawn ritual. Shaman sprinkles milk. Wind stirs. He chants softly. We remember. Family bows. Silence deep. Spirits listen. Memory eternal. Memory in the empire. Even empire gone. Memory remains. Roads vanished. Cities crumbled. Banners fallen. Yet songs still tell of kings, markets, riders. Memory of empires softer than chronicles, but stronger than stone. Imagine ruined by a river. Stones scattered. Grass grown. Yet elder tells. Here stood city. Here Khan ruled. Children nod. Silence listens. Memory breathes. Memory in the Familiphiles. Keep memory in stories of parents, grandparents, ancestors. Each bowl passed, each song sung, each gesture remembered. Mother's lullaby, father's ride, elders' blessing, all part of memory. Picture spring dawn. Mother sings softly, child drowses, song once sung by her mother and by her before. Memory flows like river, steady, quiet. Memory in death when one passed, clan remembered, not only at burial, but in daily life. Their laughter recalled, their words repeated, their presence felt. Memory of dead, not sorrow only, but comfort. Circle unbroken. Imagine funeral hill. Smoke rises, family bows. Later, round fire, elder repeats story of deceased. Children smile, nod. Memory lives. Silence embraces. Eternal echo. Steppe itself. Memory. Every gust of wind, every wave of grass, every star at night whispers echoes of past. Silence carries voices of ancestors, laughter of children, songs of fiddlers. Memory endless, eternal. Picture night step, stars endless. Wind sighs, rider halts, listens. No sound but breeze. Yet he feels presence of past. Memory whispers. Silence eternal. Legacy of memory. Generations pass. Yet memory endures. Herds still graze, yurts still rise, children still laugh, elders still sing. Memory lives not in past alone, but in present. Every song, every step, every silence. The Mongol memory was not thunder of history. It was murmur of story, sigh of wind, whisper of grass. And in that whisper lay eternity of steppe. The Mongol steppe stretches beyond horizon, beyond memory, beyond measure. It is a land without walls, without limits, where sky bends like vast dome and grass ripples like sea. For centuries it cradled riders, families, herds, clans, empires. Yet through all changes, one thing endured: the silence. Not emptiness, not absence, but presence. The deep, patient silence that carries wind, whispers rivers, hums mountains, remembers ancestors. It is silence filled with life, with memory, with eternity. The steppe as cradle. Here children took first steps upon rugs, first rides upon ponies. Their laughter drifted across valleys. Their songs repeated by wind. Mothers tended fires, fathers guided herds, elders told stories. Clans gathered in circles. Festivals filled air with games, markets with murmurs, rituals with prayer. Each act woven softly into fabric of steppe. Picture spring meadow, yurts in circle, smoke curling. Children played, dogs barked, horses graze. Wine sighs, sun warms, silence embraces all. Holding memory gently. The steppe as teacher. Steppe taught patience, waiting for herds, watching skies, listening to winds. It taught endurance through storms, hunger, distance. It taught unity. Families bound in clans, clans bound in councils, empires built from circles of yurts. Every gust, every season, every journey was lesson written not in books, but in silence. Imagine winter storm, yurts shake, snow deep, wind howls, yet families endure. Fires glow, children laugh inside. Steppe teaches strength in quiet. The steppe as empire. From silence rose empire. Riders galloped across continents. Messengers bound lands. Laws spoken beneath sky. Empires roared, then faded, but silence endured. Stones crumbled, banners fell. Yet grass rose again. Wind hummed again, horizon endless still, empire temporary, silence eternal. The picture ruined by river, stones scattered, grass high, elder points. Here Khan ruled, children nod, silence holds. Memory preserved, empire gone. The steppe as memory flows not only in elders' words, but in steppe itself. Rivers still murmur prayers of shamans, mountains still echo songs of poets, winds still carry whispers of writers. Each season repeats cycle, each sunrise renews silence. Past never gone, only folded into present. Imagine night sky, stars endless, wind sighs, grass ripples, writer halts, listens. Silence filled with echoes, ancestors' laughter, children's songs, mothers' lullabies, fathers' words. Memory eternal, silence alive. The eternal silent steppe holds no walls, yet holds eternity. Its silence not void, but fullness, full of life, full of past, full of promise. To listen is to rest, to breathe, to belong. The Mongol steppe was not thunder of conquest, but murmur of wind, sigh of herd, hum of fire, whisper of song die, and in that whisper lies eternity.